Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York. Don.
Sit you stink.
Hahn.
How about your nuts? Can I get some?
And Rosenberg.
He wanted me to jump up and make the jokey so the people go laugh time. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 o'clock. I'm in Stamford, Connecticut. Alan's on beautiful Long Island, and we are here in the glorious celebratory tri-state on a pretty special Friday. Alan, did you have any expectations when we went off the air that the Knicks would have one of the most dominant performances in NBA playoff history?
I didn't actually expect that. I don't think anybody did, but I did try to tell you guys that something that we saw in Game 4 that carried over into Game 5 was telling me that Game 6 was going to go the way that all Knicks fans wanted it to go, meaning ending in a win, right? Like I felt confident that they had finally figured something out with that offense and that the Hawks didn't have an answer, right? So that was my whole feeling going into this game. By the end of the first quarter, though, I was asking this question. If winning a series in 5 is a gentleman's sweep, what is it when you win it in 5 1/4? Because,
great take.
This was over after the first 40-15. We're done. That's it. I said, watch the first quarter. We'll have a really good idea of what direction this is going to go, because you knew Atlanta was going to try to come out. All they talked about was physical. We got to be more physical. We got to match their intensity. And it's like, yeah, but guys, what you don't understand is this team knows every move you're going to make, and you have no answer for what they want to do offensively. That first quarter, Peter, was checkmate.
What was it? Was there any one specific thing, or was it simply the adjustments that they made before Game 4? It was it, and continuing on that path. Like, we got it, now we're doing it, and just sticking to what the plan was.
Yeah, I think defensively, while the offense there's so many accolades to bring up with the 140 points and winning by 51 and all that other stuff. The defense to me in that first quarter was so stifling and so demoralizing. The way that they just kept jumping routes and getting deflections and steals, and any time that the Hawks had a shot, that you could see that they were rushed, rattled, whatever it was. It just, it's literally the meme. Well, that escalated quickly. like it's literally that, because the Knicks were prepared for everything that the Hawks wanted to do, which generally happens in a series is both teams know what the other wants to do. It's just, can you stop it?
Right.
And the Knicks were like, we can stop this and slow it down. And the Hawks had no answer for what the Knicks wanted to do offensively. So that's really what it was. It was the coaching having this team prepared, and it was a group of veteran players who, after going down 2-1, said, okay, we're done screwing around here. And what you've seen the last 3 games is as good as this team can be. And it gives you that feeling. It gives you reason to believe that this is a team that can go on a run, because of the many different ways they can play and the veteran experience they have over the last couple of years of being in wars, never getting rattled, going down 2-1, no panic, just, all right, we got to tighten it up. We got to get right. And the commitment that you've seen from this team, they're giving you every reason to say, I can buy into this. And I can see them finding their way to the NBA Finals.
Well, how can
There's
you not?
no reason to say they can't.
Oh, and how about this? I'll take it a step further. And we're going to have some fun today. I don't think today is all about – certainly people will do it, and you, Knick fans, do whatever you want. Our show is your platform for the next 4 hours. But, when you do get into it, the one – I don't want to say hard part or tricky thing, but the thing you have to consider when you dominate the way they did over the last 3 games – it immediately changes expectations for this basketball team.
Well, you mean when you win by 80 points in 2 games?
Sorry.
When you're,
now we think you're really good.
Yeah.
Now,
well, look.
Remember what I said? We're going to forget. I said no one's going to remember that there was a struggle with the Hawks. To me, that was just if they won, Allen.
Yeah.
Now, remember that there was a struggle with the Hawks. You'll only remember some of the most dominant performances the Knicks have ever had in the playoffs.
Let me just give you some of the numbers, okay?
Have some fun.
I do think we need to read the litany of things that the Knicks accomplished historically in this game. For those who might not have known all this, like when you went to bed last night and you were hearing throughout the game the different things that happened, it probably didn't sit with you because there's just too many things to think about, right? To understand. Now, keep in mind, they were coming off a Game 5 win that was by 29 points, which was the 6th largest win total in franchise history, right? Like that's
already
winning
crazy.
by 15 or more points for the first time in consecutive games. Those were the things that happened after Game 5, and you thought, wow,
pretty good.
How could they possibly top that, right? How could they top that? Well, this is all they did to top that in Game 6, which, again, remind everybody, was on the road in Atlanta. The largest win total in franchise playoff history, 51. And, oh, by the way, the second time this season they won by 50 or more points in a game. Think about that. The second largest win total ever. Okay, so again, the 54 against the Nets was the number one. Most points in a playoff game in franchise history, 140 points. They've never done that before. They led by 47 points at the half. Do you know that's the largest first half lead, not in Knicks history, but in NBA playoff history? No team has ever led by 47 at the half. They led by as many as 61 points. This was in the third quarter. They got it up to 61. Largest lead in the playoffs in the play-by-play era. So it takes you back 30 years when they were counting literally every single score throughout a game, play-by-play. And God bless the PA guy in Atlanta because they're up by 61. I think Jalen Johnson hit a 3, and this poor soul is yelling, Jalen Johnson for 3! And it's like the crowd's even going like, Bud, no, just cut it out. We don't need that anymore because nobody was that enthusiastic about a 3-pointer at that point by the Atlanta Hawks.
You got to feel bad for everybody who still just has to do their job at that point.
I mean,
I
give credit to basketball. The game ops people, they got to do their thing. But
how
at
about
some
this?
point, hearing the screeching Hawk, it's not hitting anymore.
How about poor young Jock who had to perform at halftime?
That was rough.
It's going down. It doesn't hit the same way.
Yeah. No, it
was going down.
Oh, it went down. There's more. The 45-15 lead after the first quarter, largest first quarter lead in franchise playoff history. The 83-36 at halftime, most points in a playoff half in franchise history. I mentioned the 61-point lead that they had, 8:21 to go in the third quarter. There's just so many things there. First time the Knicks have won 3 straight playoff games by 15 or more points, and then the last 2 were by 29 or more points. They had never done anything like this. Held Atlanta under 100 for 3 straight games. And then there's all the individual stuff that just, we go on and on. But the bottom line is that was a historic performance by the Knicks in a playoff game, in a clinching game, in a game that, would you otherwise give you anxiety. So I will say this, and I want other people, 800-919-3776, if you want to fill in the blank, I will fill it in as well. And, Peter, I invite you to do it as well. The Knicks win last night was what? Was blank. I'm going to say this. It might have been the most comfortable playoff game I've ever watched of the Knicks. The most comfortable you ever could be watching a Knicks playoff game. Because I always say it's not the Knicks playoffs if it's not excruciating. Last night was none of that. It was enjoyable. It was comfortable. It was the most relaxing, enjoyable playoff game you could imagine. And it wasn't just because of the lead. It was how they did it. Defense and passing. It was beautiful basketball.
Now, you said excruciating, so it is only right that we start our phone calls with Javier in Queens, who guaranteed there would be pain for Atlanta. Javier, you were correct.
What's going on, boys? I know you're going to get a lot of calls today of how surprised people were. I called that Clubber Lang. I said pain for Atlanta, and it was pain for 4 straight quarters. From the tip, it was bad. So listen, the only thing I got to say is for all of the Atlanta haters, you love Atlanta so much, sniff them dead. Atlanta's gone. Goodbye, and let's get on to the next series. I'll take on the Sixers. I'll take the home court advantage. Let the Knicks sleep in their beds through Thursday. I'm just saying, like, for the home court advantage, let these guys stay home through the week. I think just keep them comfortable, keep them ready to go, and whoever it is, they're going to be ready. Let's go Knicks, baby. Oh, my God, I'm so pumped. Let's go Knicks, baby.
God bless you, bro. I love it. I want to hear calls like that all day long. Let's hear from Jalen Brunson postgame last night on the blowout series clincher.
Yeah, I mean, the balls going through the hoop. We were able to get stops, run in transition, get layups. It really came down to our defense. It allowed us to play fast, allowed us to play out in transition, and we made shots.
Come on, Jalen. I need, I gotta have a talk.
You know what you're getting from Jalen.
I gotta have a talk with him about this stuff, man. Like, he was good with us. We had him on right on the court afterwards, and it's like he was good with us. But when he gets into the media stuff, when he's standing at the podium, he gives you nothing. For a guy that has a great podcast, he really gives you nothing.
Oh no, he's got that Sid the Kid in him too, for sure.
Yeah, Let's the ball went in.
The ball went through the hoop.
Like, come on.
Let's hear from a couple of the other guys who are so critical in this series. Karl Anthony Towns on the offense, running through him this series.
No, I just wanted to answer the call. You asked for the opportunities, and they obliged, and I got to repay that trust and that opportunity. So I just want to do whatever. I always talk to y'all about impact and winning. They gave me, I got more opportunities to do that, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't not take advantage of them and of the opportunities I was given. And I'm proud that I've been able to help us win.
He has 2 triple-doubles now in the playoffs. Do you know how many other players in Knicks history have multiple triple-doubles in the playoffs?
How many?
Oh, Jake said he knows.
We do.
Others?
I think I do. It's in the rundown.
Oh, of course it's in the rundown. You're professional. I'm being rhetorical. I read the rundown.
I knew Peter knew that the audience didn't read the rundown.
Thank you.
Yes, well, we don't make that stuff available to everybody. Although, you know what? If we did like this, paywall newsletter, might make some money on the side there, Anthony. Just saying, little Substack, maybe. All right, the answer is one other, and that's Walt Clyde Frazier.
Wow.
So how about this one? 7-footers who have had multiple triple doubles in the playoffs.
So hold on, 7-footers who have had multiple triple doubles in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know that's there too.
Hold on, I didn't look.
But just
should be so easy.
Can you think of another?
I think of one.
Who?
Dirk. No.
Oh my gosh.
Dirk was never a big rebounder.
You got to think about it. He just got bounced.
No. 7-footers.
See, 7-footers.
Who you're thinking of is not listed at 7 feet. He's listed at 6'11". I'll help you out. Nikola Jokic is not the answer because technically he's not a 7-footer.
That too, right?
Listed as 6'11". Yeah. All right. I'll make it easy for you. It's Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay. Well,
that's even easier.
Stats don't even count for Wilt Chamberlain. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we get to be totally honest. But again, what Towns has done, 20 is it because he had a triple. He was 12, 10, 11 was his line. He took 4 shots. So one more for you. Triple-double in the playoffs, taking less than 5 shots. Only one other player has done this.
One other player.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell us. Come on.
I know. It's so much fun when I make you squirm. Yeah. Well, he wears number 32 for Magic Johnson, and that's the other. So it's like the things that happened last night are things that you just don't see.
I think the word you're looking for are rarefied air.
Rarefied air is another way to put it, yes.
Let's go to Manny in Flushing who wants to get in on the action. What's up, Manny?
Yeah, guys. How y'all doing?
Great.
Good, man. Listen, one word to describe was his historical abomination towards the Hawks. I mean, because I thought we were going to lose this game because I remember that we were down by 7-5 when Nikhil Alexander hit a big three. I said, "Oh my God!"
You thought they were going to lose when it was 7-5. You thought the game was over.
Yeah, because the Hawks coming back into the crib. Every time when a team gets back to the crib down 3-2, any motivation happens. I mean, it did for the Sixers though, but we'll get that to another time. But again, I mean, you got to give credit with Mike Brown. He pretty much gave Cat the keys, and he did it well. 2 triple-doubles in 3 games, and it's spectacular. I mean, also that Mitchell Robinson and Darcy Daniels scuffle, because I'm glad you brought them up on. It was on the same day that Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson throw their hands in 98. And my problem was at the huddle. I mean, he didn't grab anybody's leg, but he lost his glasses while he was falling through. I mean, my God. I mean, here we go again. But thank God that nothing was serious. I don't think, my personal opinion, Mitchell Robinson didn't deserve to be ejected. I just hope there's no suspensions of that. But anyway, great win.
There won't be.
Let's hope we keep the momentum, whether it's Boston or Philly. So let's go.
All right, Manny.
I want to throw some – I got some fun stats for you. How about this?
Oh, okay.
I got you.
All right, let's see.
Tell me the last time you saw plus-minus numbers from starters like this. OG Anunoby, plus 42.
That's ridiculous.
Karl Anthony Towns, plus 35. Josh Hart, plus 35. Mikal Bridges, plus 40. Jalen Brunson, plus 41. And if you want to go to the bench, Mitchell Robinson in 9 minutes was a plus 29.
That one's the most that one's the most insane.
How crazy
The guy played 9 minutes. Yeah, that's the one that really blows your mind. No, they were plus 105 in the series, and they lost 2 games. So it just shows you that it was true domination. Now, Game 2, you remember, fourth quarter, they gave it away, right? That fourth quarter gave it away. Otherwise, this probably would have been a 5-game series. So Game 1, first quarter, Game 6, was almost like the makeup for that fourth quarter. That's why I say this series really was 5 1/4. It was over by the end of the first quarter. This was not a 6-game series, not by a long shot, because there was zero competition for the last 3 quarters of that last game. That was a beatdown. And that was a message sent, too. Very much a message sent.
It was destruction of the highest order.
It was a team that said, we're done screwing around.
Let's go to Rob in Tennessee. He's who was bringing his daughter to the game.
Yeah.
Rob, talk to us. How was it?
What's up, fellas? It was phenomenal. I mean, you really can't ask for a better first Knicks game experience than that. You really can't ask for a better game experience than that whatsoever. Energy was great. Crowd was amazing. Knicks fans represented well. And, of course, after the game, it was a blast. Everybody sort of flooded the lobby, flooded the gates, chanting, let's go Knicks. We want Boston, all of it. It was just – the crowd was devastated. We were sitting next to some Hawks season ticket holders, and they were just absolutely disgusted with the performance of the hometown team. So, man, it was just an amazing experience. My daughter loved it. We had a great time. We saw a guy smoking crack in an elevator. It was fantastic.
Oh, man, so she got so many
Just
things.
Add that to it. A little bit of culture. That's all right.
Yeah,
we really – is it a full playoff experience if you don't get that?
Rob, how old's your daughter again?
She's 13.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy for you, Rob. Congrats. Thank you for the call. I love when people make an awesome decision. Like, as a dad, you thought
Let's
I'm
go.
going to put in the work. I'm going to make the trip. Let's spend the money. Let's see how it goes. That is a 50-50 proposition at best every time you do it. And Rob nailed it. Like, that is a forever moment where your daughter is always going to be like, my dad and I went to a Knicks playoff game. We drove all the way to Atlanta, and we watched one of the great spankings of all time. Good for you, man. That is awesome.
How about that for a first game? Something historic. The only problem is I don't think it'll ever get better than that.
It would be tough to beat it. Let's go to Blanders. Good old Blandy. Blanderson Hooper. What's up, buddy?
Yes.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hey, pal.
So, obviously, after games 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, I should say, I felt that they were going to win comfortably last night. Did I think at any point in time they would have a 61-point lead? I mean, to me, that's just insane. At times it felt like they were playing the over 40 rec league team for quicksies. That's how bad things were. But they completely dominated the entire game, offensively and defensively. Every player scored. But I think the best part of it all is how quickly everything turned. And that here we spent a couple of days talking about how we're going to be playing a Game 7 while Boston is at home relaxing and resting and getting ready. And now we're done. Boston has a tough Game 7. And so now we're the ones that are going to have all that rest. And Boston, Philly, it doesn't matter to me who we take on. I think the NBA was put on notice last night. And bring on the second round. That's all I got to say.
It's really amazing to think that what happened on Tuesday night and Thursday night has completely flipped the script in the East based off of what happened, which was obviously the Knicks winning their games and Boston, which was on the verge of clinching a series, losing consecutive games in the manner they did, just bricking threes the way they have. They've gone ice cold from downtown, and they don't really have an answer for what the Sixers have when they add Embiid to the mix. And so that series, you're watching the Knicks just destroy the Hawks. So, of course, human nature has you go, all right, this is in the background. Let's keep an eye on this Celtics-Sixers game. Let's see what's going on there. And your eyes just keep going wide like Boston's going to lose this game. And you couldn't believe it. Boston's going to be the team that ends up not getting rest and having to play an extra game. And now Jason Tatum's grabbing the calf on the other leg and limping around and testing it out. That's all of a sudden flipping everything. But that's how it works in the playoffs.
Yep.
It doesn't stay consistent, especially when it's as open as it is in the East. And that's what you're getting right now. So that game Saturday night, if you're a Knicks fan, you can watch that and sit back and just see what happens and who's it going to be on Monday for Game 1. And we'll talk about it later, which way that you'd want to lean if you were the Knicks, who you want to see win on Saturday night. Because there's a team that if I'm picking who I want to play, there's a team I want to see win on Saturday night. We'll do that later.
Yeah, there's time for us to do that. We'll also do not that guy. We'll do Fraud Friday. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At 4:30. We will also do ENN at 6 o'clock. But right now, it's just all your phone calls, which we will continue with next, right here.
Well, we have Mike Breen coming up.
Oh, no. So
the great Mike Breen coming up at 3:30.
Well, that is a phone call, though.
That's true.
So your phone calls happens to include the voice of the Knicks, Mike Breen.
Mike from Long Island will be calling in.
Mike from Long Island next. And after that, we'll continue with your calls right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is the Michael K. Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon and happy Friday, but not a happy ride over in Queens. LIE westbound by Queens Boulevard, a big crash involving an overturned yellow taxi cab. Only one lane is getting by from time to time. You're at a standstill there from Casino Boulevard. Long line of brake lights on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Backed up across the Verrazano into Brooklyn. Yanks are home later on tonight in the Bronx if you're getting a jump start using the inbound George. Stick with the lower deck, upper level, some road work, about a 20 to 30-minute ride. Only easy way to the outbound George, Henry Hudson, that's about it. Outbound Lincoln already at 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn already 45 plus. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Adam Schefter here. Candidates who stand out aren't just qualified, they're genuinely excited about the role. If you're hiring, you want a candidate who's passionate about your role. But you can't get that insight from a resume unless you post your job on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. No wonder they're the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
This is what we're going to do today?
We have to. Well, especially, welcome back. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York, 3:29 on this beautiful Friday in the Tri-State. And that is sadly the song, It's Going Down, that young Jock had to perform at halftime of the Hawks-Knicks game. And it was, in fact, going down. Everything was going down for the New York Knicks. We just went over some of those mind-blowing stats. And the man who made this that much more enjoyable, as he does everything, is, of course, our dear friend, the great Mike Breen. Mike, welcome to the show. It's Peter and Alan. How much did that exceed any expectations for a Knicks performance that you could have possibly had?
Oh, you'd never think that any NBA in a playoff setting, any NBA team can dominate another team like that. Considering the circumstances and the fact that it was an elimination game for the Hawks, it might be the most dominant performance I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot over the last several years. I mean, last year in the finals, in the conference finals, OKC lost a game, I think, by 42 points. This is the NBA champion. The year before, Boston, they lost a game, I think, by 39 points in the finals to Dallas. So these things happen. But last night was different from this standpoint, and I don't use this term lightly, but the Knicks took their will away. And that's a tough thing to say about a team that was playing some great basketball in the last 2 months of the season, had 2 thrilling wins for them in his series. They had a look about them like, we have no chance to beat this team tonight.
Now, I'll tell you what, Mike, Game 5, and you know where I'm situated in the arena at the Garden, is over by the visitors' bench. And I got to tell you that while I didn't see that look that you're describing, that I know a lot of people were texting me from Atlanta last night about, I did see this kind of look in their eye. Remember, they lost by 29. They had a look in their eyes even in that game like we can't figure this team out. And after the game, all they talked about was effort and physicality. And I kept thinking to myself, I think it's more than that. So as you're calling that first quarter, and I know – it's always about the scoring and the offense, and the 40 points certainly points to that. But what did you see defensively by the Knicks in that quarter that led to the Hawks having that look in their eye of, like, I think Legg said it on the broadcast, that they're rattled?
It may have been the finest defensive quarter I've seen from a Knicks team since the mid-'90s.
Wow.
It was like they had 6 players on the court. And it was led by OG Anunoby. He had this look in his eye, this relentlessness that was it was so interesting to watch. And again, you have to remember this is the Hawks are a good team. They're a good basketball team, and they had 0 answers. They could do nothing to stop it. Nothing. And ironically, again, it's the defense that is the one that I think put it into their heads that there was no way they were going to win this game today.
Mike, we've been talking all year, obviously, a lot about Cat, and he's been a fascinating player during his tenure here. He's such a likable guy and such a unicorn as a player. It just seems like if he were to put it all together for a playoff run, he could really be, like, he's walking this line between could be a long-time Nick great who people love, and things could blow up and he could end up out of here and maybe we enter the Giannis era. What has been your assessment sort of Cat's tenure as a Knick, and how big could this series have been for sort of his legacy in New York?
Yeah, he was magnificent. And, you hear players talk about, I just want to help the team win. Mm-hmm. And it's a cliche, and it's thrown out there, and it's not like they don't mean it, but that's what he believes. So his last year in Minnesota, they go to the conference finals and they fall short. His first year in New York, they go to the conference finals and fall short. I truly believe all that matters to him is that they get to the finals and win it all. And he's proven that by, even in a year where, clearly he wasn't at his best offensively for stretches. He was up and down and vocalized it, that he was uncomfortable, but it never had an impact on his rebounding. And I think sometimes we don't give enough credit to the great rebounders because it's, we talk so much about guys that score 30 a game. Wow, they're special. Or, guys that average 2.5 steals per game or block 3 blocks a game. Rebounding is such a vital and critical part of winning. And he never let any of that other stuff affect his rebounding prowess. And he's one of the elite rebounders in the game and has been for the last couple of years. And now he's so enjoying being the hub and being the guy that is making all these great passes. And to me, it goes back to he's not just saying it. He just wants to win, and I give him so much credit. He gets himself in trouble because he's honest about his feelings. When they talk about his offense, he can easily say, "Oh, we'll be fine." But he was honest. He's like, you know what? I'm uncomfortable right now. I still don't know exactly what I'm doing. And he would have been better off not saying it, but he can't help himself because he's honest. And it to me, it just goes back. He is backing up what he says when he says, all I want to do is help the team win.
And it's really amazing. So he has 26 assists in 3 games, right? 2 triple-doubles. And I actually asked him after Game 5, I said, you seem to have more joy in passing the ball than you do scoring it. And a lot of people are about their field goal attempts, and we talked so much about him, and he's not getting enough shots, and why isn't he taking more shots? And he would constantly say that it's not about that. And and I didn't believe him. Like, he would tell, when you'd interview him, and he would talk about how it's whatever the offense needs from me, and it's what they needed from me. And I kept thinking, no, because great players, all they are about the FGAs. But I think I kind of believe him now. When you watch how much he seems to be enjoying playing like that Magic Johnson or even Jokic, Draymond Green, the way he was in those days with the Warriors offense. I think he just really does enjoy passing the basketball. He had 4 shots last night and had a triple-double. I mean, do you see that in him, that maybe that's just something we need to accept? He's a big man. He can score, but I think he likes to pass more than anything else.
And I think the reason, Alan, is because he sees that side of him, how it impacts winning.
Yep.
It's that simple. I mean, they're playing their best basketball while he's playing this way. And winning it's like a drug. You get a taste of it. You get to the conference finals. You want that next step, and he's had it come close twice now. And he just wants to win. Would he love to score 30? Would he love to get 23 shots off in the next game? Sure, he would. But he's okay as long as they keep winning, he's going to keep doing whatever he can, and it really is a pleasure to watch.
Why do you think, Mike, that it took to I guess it was like game 78 maybe that they went to this and tried this out, and we got to see it a little bit in the last week or 2 of the season, and then it didn't happen until about game 4 where it became, we're going to do this full time. Why? You remember the start of the season, they were playing a completely different way. They tried to play up tempo more, run the ball, spread the floor, and it just kept adjusting throughout the year. So why did it take this long to get to this point?
I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you on that. And all season long, to me, for the Knicks to get to where they want to go, for them to reach these high expectations, I always felt the only way they could do that is if their 2 all-NBA stars were playing at a very high level. And it just didn't happen on a consistent basis that the 2 of them were playing on a high level at the same time. Mm-hmm. And maybe this year it just took a little extra time because of the tweaks that Mike Brown made. But man, oh man, I give Mike Brown so much credit for trying stuff to change it up, seeing that it didn't work, not afraid to admit that he's changing it, not afraid to admit that others are the ones that are suggesting some of the changes, both from assistant coaches and from players. And then when it's done, giving the credit to those assistant coaches and the players for their suggestions. And, he's done an amazing job like that, and in terms of not afraid to change things, not afraid to try things, and not afraid to give credit. And I think maybe he just tried a bunch of different things, and finally it took a while, but I don't know why. To answer your question, I don't know why it took so long.
Mike, is there anyone who reminds you, in your illustrious career covering this game, is there any other player on a team whose role you can compare to OG Anunoby on this team? Because he really is sort of can be the unheralded guy whose availability makes the team able to compete. And when he's playing at a high level, makes this team nearly unbeatable. But you know what I'm saying? He doesn't seem to always get the credit that is deserved for how good he's been when he's been on the floor.
Yeah, Peter, I think most of the great teams have a player like that. And for Anunoby, the potential's always been there, but the injuries have to me, that's what stopped it. he's had a number of seasons. In Toronto, there was one specifically. In New York, he's had now a couple where he starts this rise and this ascension, and he's playing at this incredible level. Then he gets hurt, and he's out, 12 games or whatever. So it has stopped the momentum. He's had the playoffs. Remember that one year, I think it was against Indiana in the second round when he went up for the layup and got hurt. And they were really in control of the series that game.
Game 2, yeah.
And it changed everything. And he was, again, he's the type of player that he can raise his level when the playoffs come, but he's had injury problems that have kind of stalled the progress. Now, all of a sudden, he's extremely healthy. He got hurt this year and missed a bunch of games, and it took him a little while to get back to the level he was prior to the injury. He's a very habitual process guy in terms of doing the same thing and keeping the routine. So when that routine is wrecked, it kind of gets him off track. But when he's on a roll, his confidence is soaring. And Alan has seen it too. We've seen his potential as an offensive player, but I didn't know that he could be this consistently good night in and night out. Now, that's not to say he might have 8 points next game and shoot 3 for 14, but the confidence now is just oozing out of him, and that the fact that he plays so hard every single night, you see him at the end of the game. He looks exhausted after every game, and that's because he plays so hard. He plays himself to exhaustion. It's been fun to watch his ascension.
And it doesn't hurt to have Anne Hathaway as one of your biggest fans. I mean, that definitely is a motivating factor, Mike. From a broadcasting perspective, because we know that not only do we have an audience of fans, but there's also an audience of up-and-coming broadcasters, people that want to do what we do for a living one day as well. What is the challenge of calling a game like that for you guys once you realize, like, the first half, you got to give it all the attention it deserves. When it gets to 61 in the third quarter, like I was saying, the PA guy, God bless him, he was still screaming for 3. They were doing the bird. And, I mean, there was probably people in the crowd going, all right, that's enough. We don't need this. But you have to call the rest of this game that everybody knows is over. What is the challenges of that, and how do you get through it?
Those are the hardest ones, but you work together as a team, both with your analysts and the people in the truck, and the first thing you do after that the outcome is long gone in terms of we know who's going to win. You try to put it in a little historical perspective, and everybody's seen blowouts, but like, where does this rank? And get their takes. For example, both Tim and RJ were part of teams that got absolutely obliterated. So you find out what that's like. You find out, how this impacts going forward. And then because it's a clinching game, then you have opportunity to talk about, okay, for the Hawks, this is a horrible way to end, but what did the season mean? Where are they going forward? And then there's also, you just get to have a little more time to do some personal anecdotes, and then you also get to have a little fun too, like just goofing around. So it is more challenging. We always say we'd much rather have a 1-point game decided in the final seconds, but it does give you an opportunity to get into to some other topics too.
Are you back to work on Sunday?
Well, it depends what happens tonight. If either the Pistons Magic or the Cavs and the Raptors go to Game 7, we'll have one of those games. If they don't, if they both wrap up tonight, then I'll be off on Sunday.
Get a weekend. That's
Look at you
this time of year, right?
Which would be nice, but I'd take a Game 7 any day of the week.
Well, yeah, no, there's no question. I think we're going to get one. With that in mind, are you surprised that we got a Game 7 out of Boston? You guys called, I believe, Game 4?
5.
Was it 5? Okay. Of that Philly-Boston series. Are you surprised this thing's gone 7?
I am. Because Joel Embiid, that first game, when he first came back, yes, they were happy he came back, but he completely threw them out of rhythm.
Yeah.
And even though he put up good numbers, and I think the first game back that they wound up losing, he led them in scoring, rebounding, and assists. But everybody else, it was just because, you throw in a guy that plays the way Joel Embiid plays, and it changes the whole dynamic. So that's why I think, okay, it's nice to have him back, but it's maybe not the best time. Not that you would hold him off. But then all of a sudden, he started getting a rhythm, and he started getting a rhythm passing the ball. It's kind of like with Karl Anthony Towns, where he's getting others involved. He's enjoying passing. He's a good passer. And what they did in Boston in Game 5, that was so impressive. The Celtics, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to make the comeback and probably win this game. And the Sixers just got stronger as the game went on. And last night I didn't see a lot of the game because obviously we were on the air. But, man, what an impressive performance from them. And it's just not easy to bring in a guy with so much usage, throw him in there after he hasn't played really much in the series, although they're used to playing without him, and then have a performance like that. It's like that was stunning too in a different way than the Knicks game.
Mike, it's always so cool for us. I know we're all friends and blah blah blah, but you're an iconic voice, and anytime we get to have your voice on our show to break down a moment like this, it's awesome. So we appreciate your time, man.
Greatly appreciate it, Mike.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Alan.
You're the man. Hope to get you back on again as the playoffs go on. The great Mike Breen. What a cool thing, Alan, that it turned out he got to be the voice, as if it wasn't enough of a celebratory night for Knicks fans last night.
Right. It was. It made up for having Reggie for a couple of games.
We got to get Reggie on this show.
I'm trying. No, I'm trying, and hopefully when they're in town to do a game, maybe in the next round, we'll be able to do that. But for Mike also, and I didn't want to say this to him because I know how personal it is for him, but this also is a nice distraction from his Mets. You know?
It's really, I'm telling you, people, Alan's starting to relish it. He's starting to enjoy it. That's the part that I find sad.
I waited till he.
No, Jake, you're minding your own business.
I didn't want to do it to my. I didn't. It wasn't right. But I just think this is a nice distraction from the Mets.
It's so not right. All right, as promised, your call's next. 1-800-919-3776 on a big Knicks celebration Friday on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
All right, spring's here, and you know what that means. It's time to get that grill going, and if you're not shopping at Wild Fork Foods, you're doing it all wrong. Right now, you get bacon-wrapped pork rounds for $2 each, $2. That's not normal. And chicken thighs for $2 a pound. That's awesome quality at a great value. Everything's blast frozen, so it actually tastes fresh. You got 7 stores or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Smalls here. What if you could enjoy the flavor of a cocktail without the alcohol? Meet RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category that delivers bold taste and a warming sensation, but with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. So you can celebrate with friends, unwind after a long day, and wake up tomorrow feeling great. It's all the ritual of a drink without the regret. Discover RK at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, the spirit without the alcohol.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Evan Cohen here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Knicks are one step closer to their ultimate goal.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Brunson right wing, walks into his 3. That's good. Rebound, Towns, and the putback is good. It's a Towns takeover here in the third quarter.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including ZipRecruiter, Amazon Hub Delivery, Princeton Jeep, and Food Bazaar on ESPN New York.
A 10 hook. I like the vibe. This is all Atlanta, all day long. Nothing but Atlanta hip hop today to celebrate. Why not? I got to tell you, I think Atlanta hip hop's never sounded better than right now in this moment.
Lemon pepper wings. Let's go.
Listen, listen. We both have a lot of people.
New York is a magic city.
We love a lot of people who live in Atlanta. A lot of people who are from Atlanta. Great
poor
town.
Harry Douglas. That poor man. I can't wait till he comes to New York. We already figured out what restaurant.
Harry Douglas
going
to be
Rayo's. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna have some great.
You're gonna go to Rayo's.
Yeah, I told him. He told me restaurant of your choice.
How you getting that? Wait, how you getting that done? And if you can just get that done, why don't we have a family trip to Rayo's?
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
You know what I mean?
Well, this is a bet. He made a bet.
That's just a Harry Douglas thing. You're saying that you find a way into Rayo's, or you're saying he'll find the way into Rayo's.
I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, it's worse. It's worse. It's an exciting moment for New York Knicks fans, and I think we're going to talk to some more big-time New York Knicks fans. Let's start with your calls, and then we'll keep this thing rolling. The celebration rolls on. Let's go to Kyle in Jersey. You're up first. What you got?
What's up, boys? What a day to be a New York Knicks fan. I have two things for you. Number one, these last 3 games, game 4, 5, and 6, no team in the league. Not Boston, Philly, San Antonio, OKC. We play like that, nobody's beating us 4 out of 7. But here's my point, guys. And when we look at it and we say, what was the difference? And you know what it was? It's you guys. It's us Knicks fans. It's you know what? It was those calls that said, you know what? If you lose to Detroit, I'm sorry, if you lose to Atlanta, if you don't get to the finals, there's going to be changes. And you know what? These guys put on a switch because you know what? Cat doesn't want to go to Milwaukee. OG doesn't want to go to Milwaukee. Josh Hart loves New York. These guys know now. They know because of everybody and the way people it could have been overreacting. But you know what? They know if things do not get done and we don't get, like you said last week on the show, at least to the finals, things are going to change. And that's switched because they don't want to go. And I don't want them to go. But you know what I want? The championship. Let's go.
You know, and you said something that I've been thinking about a lot, and thank you for the call. I've brought this up a bunch. This group, their entire destiny rides on this season. Like you were talking, if they were to win a championship, one of the storylines in the documentary would have to be people talking about that if this didn't work, this thing was going to get blown up for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the truth is, as much as it would be cool to have Giannis Antetokounmpo, every Knicks fan in the world hopes they never see Giannis Antetokounmpo because they see a championship with this group this year. Cat, I'm telling you, Cat is walking this line between disappointing New York story and like the ultimate feel-good Jersey kid who's gone through so much personal tragedy. He's gone through such hardship. Everyone knows he's a good kid. He's an incredible talent. If they are just able to continue to put this thing together, we are watching the Celtics clearly not perform like a team that's ready to dominate the Eastern Conference. There is no reason why this team cannot go for a run and completely change the future for this group, Alan.
I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree. That's why I believe these last couple of games have given you reason to believe that, not because of that they won a first-round series, in how they did it and what they've looked like along the way. They aren't just winning games. They absolutely destroyed a team that had them down 2-1, which tells you that something flipped, something worked, and all Knicks fans everywhere are excited about what they've seen.
Well, speaking of which, we're talking about how great the Karl Anthony Towns story would be if this team were to go on a championship run. I know just the person, I don't want to, fill up his calendar, but I know just the person to direct or at least produce this film, and that would be the New York Knicks iconic fan himself, Ben Stiller, friend of the show at this point. Ben, thanks for joining us. It's Peter and Alan. How you feeling today, bud?
I mean, I'm still hovering. I can't. It's insane what happened last night. It's crazy.
Well, I want you to tell everybody.
I'm sort of like I'm trying to take it in. It's just like the like a dream or something. I mean, by the way, we all shouldn't get too excited, right? Because now we got to keep going. But it's still like a monumental kind of event that happened last night. I think in terms of just like feeling how the team came together and was just like the best version we've ever seen of this team.
So, all right, on that note then, because there was another thing I wanted to bring up, but on that note, what you just said there, because you have taken in a lot of Knicks games, not only in person, but I know how much you follow this team. And I always have this kind of like tongue-in-cheek thing I say about it's not the Knicks playoff, not the Knicks in the playoffs, if it's not excruciating, right? There's always those moments where you're just, your fists are clenched and you're just fighting through it, just hoping for something good and always worrying about something going wrong. For you last night, now I know you've been very busy, but that's one of those games that has to be as satisfying of a watch for a Knicks fan as you could have this time of year.
Yeah, I'm filming something, so I was on a set, and the good number of our crew are big Knicks fans, so everybody's got their phones. I think we might have put the production back like a day or two. We might have, because everybody was watching the game, and it was so it was frustrating to not just be able to like sit in front of a TV and just watch it and go and cheer. But honestly, it was just the reaction that they've had since that since Game 3, really. I think where they really it's like it's what you would hope for with this team, and I think it's all about these players who have playoff experience, and I think to me it's what Cat has done for in a very challenging season. I think it's like the key to everything, and of course, I mean there's so many keys, but Cat really, I think, just kind of took matters into his own hands. Really,
Can you give me the visual that you were giving me earlier about? So you're filming, you're working during the game, which I'm sure, as much of a fan you are, must have already been tough. And you have your phone out, and people are updating you. Just what does this look like? Because those of us who don't understand the world that you live in, what is that like? And give me the visual.
Well, we're shooting at night up in Bronxville in like a big house, and basically we're doing a scene where we're like having to walk down a driveway, and the crew people, everybody's got their phones who are Knicks fans, and I'm checking in, and I'm basically checking in, watching, and, like every once in a while going, yes, woo, and people, who are not watching are looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And then, and then at a certain point they yell action, you have to do the scene. And so then I like went out of touch from being able to check my phone for, about 10 minutes, which was, I think, around in the third quarter. So, we already knew what was happening, but it was like, is this going to keep going? What's going to happen when the subs come in? Are they going to keep this up? All of that. But everybody was in a state of shock because it's kind of like the dream that you would have. Like, I thought I thought it's going to be a tough game. Yeah. It's a closeout game. Atlanta, let's face it, Atlanta wanted this matchup, right? They lost intentionally to get us. So, we knew it was a tough matchup too. And the way that the Knicks showed up from, when it was, what were they down, like 9-6 or something, and then that was it, and then it just kept going. It was just surreal numbers. So, yeah, it was kind of just a very distracted environment where people are kind of keep on checking their phones, and then just a lot of high fives, and on set, just like a lot of "Let's go Knicks," and it was really exciting. It was amazing.
You're currently listening to Don Hahn and Rosenberg on WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2 in New York. We're talking to Ben Stiller, a.k.a. Judicus, if you recall his first interview on the show.
That's right. We're getting a lot of callers that are very confident, Ben. Judicus was on. He's a little nervous.
Jadicus.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I would be Judicus.
I'm Judicus.
That was last year.
What
now,
a moment.
Ben, do you feel what I'm saying? What, and do you have thoughts on just sort of how much the destiny of this team, of this group, is kind of like, it's been hanging in the balance? Like, you've had a couple of months ago, people are thinking about, well, what would a package look like for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and will they blow this thing up? Will Mike Brown be here? And now, after these 3 games, obviously, we're all thinking about a completely different future. Are you the kind of fan who sort of gets very emotionally invested in players and thinks about just how different the future could be for a Cat or an OG or a Mikal Bridges, depending on how this playoff goes?
I mean, for better or for worse, I get very emotionally invested in the whole thing. And, it's like what you were saying, Al, like the playoffs can be really fun, or they can just be really, really painful, because eventually you got to get eliminated if you're not going to win the championship. So there's always that moment you get to where it's just really painful. And so I think we're all, as Knicks fans, bracing for that. This year was such an up and down year. And, the way that, that Tibbs was let go very, kind of very quickly. And that was I think a tough thing, because I think we all really appreciated Tibbs, but also felt like maybe there was, there was a higher ceiling for the team in terms of rotations and all that stuff. And so watching Mike Brown, I will be the first to admit that I've had moments where I've questioned, what Mike Brown was doing, especially, I'd say like in the last, 6 weeks or so, when things weren't working as well. And what I got the feeling was for this team was that they kind of they started to play for themselves. I feel like they really took matters into their own hands, especially with Kat and Jalen. And you start to see this connection happening between the two of them on the court, both in, obviously, running the pick and roll, but also just seeing them connecting on court, like that they were building something that they kind of, I think as a team said, we're going to do this. Mike Brown is going to figure out what he's going to figure out. And credit to Mike Brown for adjusting in this series in the way that he has, to allow these players to really, explode out of this in a way that I wasn't sure was going to happen. So, I feel very, very confident that they've unlocked something, and they're playing, by the way, I think there are very few players who can handle, as you guys must talk about a lot, the pressure of playing in New York.
That's true.
And you got to give it to Kat that, he's had a lot of criticism this season for, I think, a lot of things that were out of his control too. But he is a guy who, right, he was the number 1 pick. He's dealt with this kind of pressure his whole career. He really is built for New York, because he's been able to withstand all of this crazy crosstalk and all of this, the speculation and the whole Giannis thing and all of that. And he's coming out the other end of it. And that's a guy who is built so tough to understand how to mentally lock in and do what he's doing now. And so, I really give credit to the whole team. And of course, OG is playing out of his mind, and Josh Hart and Mikal finally had the game, that we were waiting for. And so I've got a lot of confidence in this team.
All right, so tomorrow night is a Game 7 to decide who the Knicks are going to see in the second round. Either a rematch with the Celtics or a Sixers team that suddenly got healthy. Do you have a preference?
Well, up until, a few days ago, I would have said probably the Sixers, but it does look like they've, come together finally in a way that they haven't. I think both are tough for the Knicks, as we know. Personally, I'd love to see us take Boston out again. But I don't know who's going to win that game tomorrow night. I think it's kind of a toss-up. And I've seen, you watch Tyrese Maxey in person.
He's a blur.
The speed, the incredible speed. It's just crazy. It's a tough matchup for the Knicks. So I think either team, they're going to come to play, and it's kind of a toss-up. And let's see what happens tomorrow night. At
this point, with a 51-point victory in a closeout game, which is just insane to say out loud.
Right.
Is there I don't want to get too far ahead, but is there a version of this playoffs that doesn't end with a championship run that you can kind of accept? I mean, would a finals appearance, let me say that, would a finals appearance make Ben Stiller a happy fan, or are you in championship or bust sort of mode?
To be honest, I think the goal has always been to go one step further at least from last year, and so I feel like if we get to the finals, I think that is that's a goal that it's a one we've been wanting for a long time. It's been 27 years, whatever, right? So yes, I'll be happy if we get to the finals and feel like we've progressed, but it's impossible not to feel like. And by the way, OKC, I think that's tough. It's tough to beat OKC. And I'm assuming OKC is going to be there, so San Antonio might give them a run. I don't know, and I'm assuming that too, that San Antonio is going to get there. But I think the Knicks, if they keep playing like this, I think sky's the limit.
What we saw in this series definitely tells you that. Plus 105 for the series. 2 games now where they were plus 80. And the records that they set up and down, it just felt like something clicked. And that's what makes now it exciting. I think, Ben, the realization, especially, around a lot of the ESPN people this morning on Get Up and other people, the sense that I get from a lot of people watching them from the outside, because us, we're too close to it, right? So we see everything. The sense I get from the outside is a growing confidence in a team that if that's what it's going to look like, they're going to be tough to beat. And that's why I'm telling you, Ben, there's reason to believe probably for the first time that this team could make that kind of a run since 25, 26 years ago.
Well, if you feel that gives me confidence. I feel it as a fan who loves the team and feels like there's something special happening. I also feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Knicks never get any respect, even now, right? The Colin Cowherds and Skip Baylesses. No one wants to ever give it up to the Knicks.
That's all for clicks.
And they do it for clicks. And I'll tell you something. I think the Knicks, though, the players, this team really wants it, and I think they really like each other and they play for each other, and I think they're ready to go all the way, and let's see what happens. But it's a really exciting time.
Hey Ben, it's so cool for us that you carve out time. We really, really appreciate it, and let's hope next series there's another 51-point closeout. We'll talk to you again.
Yeah,
that's a Knicks in 26. Let's do it.
Thanks,
It
Ben.
rhymes. I love it. Thank you, Ben.
The great Ben Stiller following the great Mike Breen. Alan Hahn, listen, you know what? What he's doing, what Alan Hahn's doing today on this Big Friday.
I'm texting during the show. I got yelled at for doing it the other day.
No, not by me. I supported you from day one.
Yeah, sure you did.
Well, listen, getting Harry Douglas on the show respectfully was we love Harry Douglas. This guy killed it.
Yeah.
But today you're taking your Rolodex and you're slamming it right down on the table.
Well, you don't often have a 51-point win to close out a series, right? So it's definitely worth doing. But I want everybody to understand. So why I asked Ben to give us the image of what last night was for him, which is he said I'm working. So they're shooting, they're filming, and yet he's trying to follow the game. So literally, you're saying action. You have to watch what's happening. And the next time he looks down at his phone, it goes from 9-6 to 40-15, and he's like, "What did I just miss?"
Well, the funniest part of that to me is that he was still worried about what's going to happen in the third quarter. I'm like, the third quarter?
Yeah, you can go work now.
Yeah, by the way, now you just don't want to work because that thing was a wrap.
I said to him, like, did you get to watch it back? Because I said, I said, what he was watching on his phone. He said the whole crew was freaking out. I said, that does not do it justice. He said, I know. I said, I hope you could watch that first quarter back on a bigger TV. The defense was incredible, and he said he plans on doing that. But still, like, it shows you what kind of fan he is, and the fact that he's shooting now. He's filming now. While he called in, he texted me that I'm in a break. I've got 10 minutes. And then he called in.
By the way,
how great is that?
Fantastic. A man of his word and a true Knicks fan, not like that questionably fraud Mariska Hargitay. But we'll deal with her on another day.
Discuss, yes.
So many calls to get to. We also got Fraud Alert Friday coming up in a bit. Fun show to get started here. Knicks Celebration Friday on Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no co-pays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Mother's Day is coming and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. You know you gotta take care of mom. Plus, my wife just became a first-time mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Spring is here. Summer's right around the corner, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get back the life you deserve. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances accepted, help is close. Go to SandwellPain.com. Feel better now, not later.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Jets had a terrific night. We all understand that we don't know draft picks until we know them, but on paper, they had a phenomenal night.
Now the results have to happen. Now the Jets are not going to be pushed around. And next year, you're going to have more salary cap space than anybody. And by the way, you'll have 3 first-round draft picks.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, that's not right. I mean, this is sort of like the godfather of all Atlanta hip-hop songs, ATLians by Outkast. I mean, this is literally Now Jacob's just going after the whole culture.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's gone after everybody.
Yeah, like even the Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, Andre 3000 and Big Boy.
They can all get a slice today, Peter.
Yeah, everyone can.
They
get
can
a
all
slice.
get a slice.
It is a glorious day to be a New York Knicks fan. Let me catch you up with what you're doing. If you're late to the program and you want to go, hey, it's Friday. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Don is off today.
Yep.
Alan and I are taking you up till 7 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We are taking all of your calls, talking through it all. We had Mike Breen on. We just had Ben Stiller on. We are going to do Fraud Alert Friday in just a few minutes, but we wanted to at least come back here for a moment and to talk to some more of the people before we get to Fraud Alert Friday. So with that, let's just dive right back to the phones. Sonny in Queens, who is just giddy and wanting to chat. What's up, Sonny?
Gentlemen, what a day, what a game. I mean, this is an old school punching in the teeth for 48 minutes. And I don't think we needed that as fans. The Knicks players needed that to get the confidence, and they needed to send a message to the whole league, to everybody who's out there, that we can compete and we can beat anybody out there. So, I mean, excited about this game. I missed a little bit of it because, of course, my father calls me to talk about a grill that he wants to get as the Knicks are going to tip off. So, I'm like, Pop, can we table this until tomorrow? The Knicks are playing. But, I mean, you got to love, still with me, 91 years old. So let's, I have to give my time to my father. So I missed the first quarter, but that's okay. That's okay, right? So my only concern, Alan, I want to hear from you is that Mitchell Robinson, right, you got to be a little bit smarter than that, right? I know you have an obligation. You're a hooper. I'm a hooper. We all play sports. You got an obligation to stand up for yourself, especially last time somebody did something to you with Joel Embiid and you missed some time. You had an obligation to stand up for yourself. But if you get away from those coaches, you're looking at missing time and starting the next round in a disadvantage. So I know that's addressed today and it be addressed, and I don't think it's going to happen again. I'm afraid that emotions get so high that something like this could happen. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great weekend. Can't wait for Monday.
Thanks, Sonny.
Thank you. I like that was much ado about nothing. That whole thing, the fracas.
The fracas, yeah. The fracas, fracas, fracas.
The fracas, fracas, whatever you want to call it. Like they were hugging, right? It was simply that. But he took an elbow right in the ribs. You're going to feel a way about that elbow, the way Daniels put that elbow in his ribs, and that's literally what happened. He let him know, don't do that. And Daniels was emotional because his team was getting its ass kicked. And you could tell he just was upset he was embarrassed. So that was about his feelings. And Robinson, rather than throw any punches or get into any type of real fight, just bear hugged him and let him know it's a different kind of strength you're dealing with, son.
Yeah,
and
I view it as
it was
more
everybody else coming in that made it almost bigger than it needed to be.
Well, yeah, and that obviously there's a level of tension when a team is losing by that much.
Of course.
We spent a lot of time talking about that a couple of days ago before Game 5. That whole conversation about unwritten rules and how teams behave when they're getting run out of the building. I mean, as much as we are celebrating in New York today, if you were in Atlanta yesterday, that's a funeral. I mean, that was just an absolute embarrassing bludgeoning. And the players obviously,
for a team that felt like they had, they'd kind of arrived, right? That they had something. Now they realize they're far away. They're good enough to be a playoff team, but they're far away from being a true, contender.
Yes, that you're not surprised to see people get a little spunky and a little bit upset. He deserves it. Let's say hi to Spike in St. Pete. What's up, Spike?
Hey, great guys. That was wonderful, but I see it a little differently. I mentioned to you boys the other day that I thought Atlanta was the weakest team left. They're young, they're immature. But I'm very blessed to be my age and have a great roster of people I could talk basketball with. And Larry Hardesty, give me the name dropper again. He always said the same thing: no size. How do you pronounce the guy's name? Okakogu or something? He's the biggest guy. Mitchell and Cat Power over him.
It was...
Now, I'm not taking anything away. We crapped away one game. We came back in another game. And here's what I got to say. I kidded you the other day. It was wonderful. It was almost boring. It was so wonderful. And I told both of you guys that OG Anunoby worked on him, his size over the season, his body, his strength. He's playing Kawhi Leonard-ish. That's what I relate him to. He's just got that tenacity under the rim, the dunking. The hands aren't as big, but they're strong, and he's developing like he's shooting like we played a game of horse, every spot on the floor. Look at the shot chart. But it was beautiful, and Cat was great. I'm tired of hearing stats and figures and margin of victory. Game 5, they took their heart and will out. No question about
Feels
it in
like
my
it.
mind. Now, right, it did, Alan. You know better than anybody. Now, I've heard from a few people today that all of a sudden they're afraid of Philadelphia, and I kidded you the other day, and you guys are wonderful to me. I appreciate it so much, about the Embiid. Look, Embiid, when guys get to that age and have so much trouble and with their knees and legs, if I watch him carefully, and I'm a pretty good eye on that, even at my age, he has trouble elevating on defense. Now, he's a pain in the ass in the post. He falls on the floor more than anybody I know.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets every damn call. And he's probably the biggest player in the league overall, size-wise. I mean, Mitch looks small next to him. But Mitch, if you go back, when he pulled that dirty, crappy trick after Mitch's ankle surgery, the second one?
Yes.
When he twisted it on that
he grabbed his leg
so
while he was in the air.
angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that got me so angry.
Yeah.
Is he a dirty player? Yeah, I guess he's a dirty player. But here's what I noticed with Philadelphia, and I noticed it with Atlanta, too. Atlanta had a pretty easy schedule second half of the year, last 30 games. Quinn Snyder's a good coach, but the Knicks were much better than him. Now we go to the next level. And Boston is not as good as they were last year, roster-wise, no question about it. And they're going to die with the 3, so if they get hot, they may beat Philly. Why they're such big favorites to that, I have no idea. No idea at all. I looked at the line. It's
7.5,
5 points too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's not fair. But history tells you Philly hasn't beaten them in God.
No, history tells you they always find a way to lose in a game 7
yeah,
like
they
that.
do, and they do, and those were great series with Andrew Toney and the Boston Strangler, that background. All right, enough history. I don't care who we play. I don't, because one thing I noticed with the Sixers, the 20-year-old kid from Bimini, VJ Edgecombe, he's hit the wall a little bit in the last 30 games. Now, he's really good, and he's really fast, and he's really young. And
he did not look like he hit Spike. He didn't look like he hit a wall last night. His speed was off the charts. I think you want to proceed with caution with that team. But I also want to say that they are top-heavy. Their bench gives them almost nothing. So they have to get a lot out of their starters, and that can wear you down as a playoff series goes on. But I still think it's pick your poison.
I disagree with him on the Celtics line too. It's
7.5 makes sense.
The Celtics are a better team playing at home with championship pedigree.
And you don't expect them to shoot 28% from three straight games. Like, they're going to make threes at some point. It's who they are. It's what they do. And that's what you're going to expect, is that the 2 nights that they just went cold, they'll do what they need to do and they'll win, and it'll overwhelm the Sixers. But I do expect it to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be like where the Sixers are going to win running away. I think this will be a really good game. I would keep an eye on Tatum and just see what he looks like physically after the calf stuff, because that's something that Kobe went through when he came back from the Achilles. It was the other knee from overcompensating that started to bother him, and it messed him up. And so for Tatum, this is when you come back early, this can happen.
Yep.
So I would keep an eye. Remember, it's the opposite calf. It's not the calf where he had the Achilles done. It's
Right.
the other side. So that's something I would watch.
Let's hit a quick game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. The Mets in L.A. to face the Angels. Coverage following Pat O'Keefe on 889. Yankees start a series with the Orioles in the Bronx at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Up next, you know what we're doing. Fraud Alert Friday. Then we'll get back to all of you at 1-800-919-3776. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, your winnings get a boost every single day, all playoffs long. Bet player props, bet live, from the opening tip to the final possession. Every bucket, every dime, every clutch takeover matters. And DraftKings Sportsbook keeps boosting you all the way through. All DraftKings customers can enjoy a profit boost every single day throughout the playoffs. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code WHSQ to claim your profit boost. That's code WHSQ to get a boost every day of the NBA playoffs. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 plus, New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. One profit boost per customer per day. NBA playoff bets only. Bet restrictions apply and vary when offered. Max bet and boost vary. Boost only applies to winnings and expires at the end of the last NBA game each day. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
This is the Dan Graca Show.
Chris and Beth Page. You guys hit upon the argument of all time, which is bacon. In my office, every morning we order breakfast. There's about 14 of us. 80% of us agree that it has to be crispy, and we have a couple that like it undercooked. Hopefully they'll get fired soon, hopefully. But
now that's a little harsh.
The Dan Graca Show, weeknights at 7 on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not an easy ride getting through Brooklyn. Inbound Gowanus over by 39th. Broken down MTA bus blocking the left lane. You're crawling there from Fort Hamilton Parkway. Belt westbound just packed heading over to the Verrazano from Flatbush Avenue. Staten Island Expressway westbound keeps you on the brakes through to the West Shore. All of your approaches to the outbound George in pretty bad shape. Worst of it Cross Bronx westbound. You're slammed from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George, if you're getting a jump start on the Yanks game tonight in the Bronx, stick with the lower deck about 5 to 10 minutes. Upper level about a 20 to 30 minute ride. Outbound Lincoln, your best bet at 30 to 40. Outbound Helena, run you close to an hour. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Did you or someone you know participate in fraudulent fan behavior?
I'm a fraud with a capital F.
Is your friend a fraud?
I have been a complete and utter fraud.
Are you a fraud?
What is fraud?
Let's ask Don McGrecka.
Screw! Go scratch yourself!
Brought to you by D'Agostino Law.
Oh, yeah, folks. It's Fraud Alert Friday. Brought to you by our friends at D'Agostino Law.
D'Agostino.
You know, it doesn't hit the exact same when there's no Don LaGreca on Fraud Alert Friday. I'm not going to sit here and make any bones about it, but we do our best. I think we'll rule fairly. Alan, you prepared? Sure you are. Yeah, no, you're very excited about it. So we're going to go to the emails first, dhrespn@gmail.com.
Well, Peter, we might have to address something even before we get to that.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Jake Montgomery, who does a fantastic job.
We love Jake.
With our social.
Yeah.
Said that he received something today on the ESPN New York Instagram. There was a graphic that was put up. Knicks win the series, and it's an AI picture of Jalen Brunson, looking like a superhero character.
Sure, he is.
And there was a like on it from a verified account. The real Mariska Hargitay.
Oh my God!
What is going on?
We got to get her on. I'm telling you.
What is happening?
We have to get her on. Jake should now be following up.
Does she follow?
I can't imagine that reaches her algorithm without her following.
Yeah, how else would
she
see
just
it?
check, though. You can just look. Any of us can look.
We need to reach out ASAP.
Because the Hargitay something needs to happen.
We need an explanation. That's all. Like maybe she was just there and enjoying basketball and not really rooting for either team. And that's as simple as that. I wanted to ask Ben about it, but I didn't want to put him on a spot, right? That'd be a tough spot for him.
Oh, you know what, though? You should have.
Yeah? I didn't want to put him in that because, like if he says something, it gets awkward.
I don't think she follows. No, she's not following.
How'd she see it?
That's how you know she's a real fan. Because you got to be in Nick's Instagram to be able to get some of that stuff to pop up.
But do we follow her?
That's a possibility.
We should follow her.
Follow her.
And see if she notices and follows back.
Well, do something and add her. Like put our conversation up and add her on it.
Because if she's that in it, it could make it to the algo.
Yeah. And then we just want to have her on just for, a nice little conversation.
Now, with that being said, we get into Fraud Friday, dhrespn@gmail.com.
Do we have the gavel or should I go with the gong?
They have something.
We have a concept of the gavel.
All right, well, I'll have to rule this one because it's about Alan Hahn.
Uh-oh.
So I'll be the judge for this.
All right, go ahead.
Oscar from L.A. again. 2 weeks ago, Hahn wanted to overrule the Honorable Judge LaGreca's no-fraud ruling over me potentially buying the new Tatis Padres City Connect jersey and rooting, and not rooting for, but simply liking the jersey. My girlfriend took exception to Alan, saying she wanted me to wear it when all she did was suggest it. She said, you threw up and in that now you are officially beefing Alan. On Tuesday, Hahn said, I have no problem rooting for the Phillies. Love seeing them in the World Series. Exact quote. Because of Mattingly now being the manager. We all love Mattingly. But Hahn is actively rooting for the Phillies now, even though he's a Yankee fan?
See context.
Is Hahn a fraud? Well,
get to know me. Get to know me. You know why I would say that about the Phillies.
Hit the gavel. Yeah, unfortunately, this is no fraud. No fraud, I say.
D'Agostino.
Alan was simply that. He's not literally rooting for the Phillies. What he was saying as a Mets troll, as a Yankee fan and perennial Mets troll, was that he would never mind seeing the Phillies in the World Series because he knows it would make all of his family who loves the Mets sick to their stomach. That's not a fraud.
That and
go ahead.
The last time the Yankees won the World Series.
Oh, 2009.
Who'd they beat?
Oh, there you go. So you're saying he would like to even see them in the World Series.
I love seeing them.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I got to go no fraud there.
Thank you.
Easy. Easy squeezy. A long-time listener, first-time emailer. I love and respect each of you, but need to call fraud on Peter and Don. On Wednesday, the topic of Coolio came up. and the song Gangsta's Paradise. Now, I won't sit here and defend Coolio's entire career, but the song Gangsta's Paradise is an absolute classic. I, along with Alan's wife, know every single word of that song. Most of my friends my age, 31, now know the song start to finish. My mother even told me that's the only song that would calm me down as a baby / toddler, and I take pride in that as a man who grew up in the Bronx, New York. So I bring to the Honorable Judge LaGreca, not here, sadly for you.
Sorry.
Is it fraud for both of you guys to call the song trash, or am I a fraud for letting this song calm me down? I'll say this. I'm not saying the song is trash in every way possible. Like, obviously, it's a catchy tune. But think about what the song really is. Just take a moment. They took an unbelievable Stevie Wonder song. You know, not his best. Alan made a face. I'm not saying it's my favorite Stevie song, but it's a Stevie Wonder song. Yeah. They take a Stevie song. They loop it up.
Yeah.
They take the words Pastime Paradise and make it Gangsta's Paradise. Like, really think about the fact that it's called Gangsta's Paradise. Like, let that sit for a second of how cheeseball it is that in a 90s movie about this school with these ruffians and the white lady teacher who's going to save the day, they made the theme a song called Gangsta's Paradise. Then take the way Coolio raps on top of it. I'm sorry. There's no way to say that song is not cheeseball, Alan.
Yeah, but it was very much what you did when you were trying to make hip-hop. That was literally what you did.
Oh, yes.
That's why it works for some people. Now, I do want to just push and say, this is not a fraud thing. This is your taste. This is what you like. And so it's not really fraud.
No.
We all have opinions, and I've always said this. No one's opinion about music is wrong. We just disagree.
That is the truth. Now, I will say, you could say, now, is this guy a fraud because he's from the Bronx and the big hip-hop song of his childhood is Gangsta's Paradise? Well, that's not great work by the fam.
I mean, again, when you consider the roots of hip-hop in the Bronx.
That's what I'm saying. I think he would have stumbled onto something better than
I would hope that he'd have been led in a different way. But again, if you were a child and it calmed you, it just becomes
he's 31 years old. He's
so it
very
becomes
young.
your thing. So,
all right, let's see. Hello, esteemed court. I must quickly call out 2 cases of fraud that must be addressed. 1, Don is always clapping at the end of Peter's ENN and telling him how great it is. But every time Peter is away, he routinely reiterates how much he thinks Anthony does the better ENN. That is fraudulent. Pick a side. 2, the show is always quick to call out broadcasting steppage with Dave Maloney, etc. But you were all silent as Alan commits to so much egregious, unmitigated steppage on Don and Peter daily. It looks like he's doing a cameo on Stomp the Yard. Are Don and Peter and Anthony frauds for pointing out when it's broadcasters and ignoring Alan's steppage?
I'm sorry, guys. Did I send that email?
Jake sent this. I bring these matters before the one and only Supreme Fraud Court of the tri-state area. I got to say, Don is not a fraud. Don, here's what Don would say. I know him. Don would say he's not a fraud. He claps at the end because he does think I do a good job. He just thinks Anthony does it better. I know that's what he would say. That is, Anthony, tell me I'm wrong. That'll be verbatim what he says.
It's a running joke. It's Andrew does it better, and RJ does it better, and Anthony does it better. Everybody does it better than Peter.
There are people who have stepped in here who have done it, and I'm not going to name names, Jacob, Tom Bauer, that definitively don't do it better than me.
Wow.
And he will say without question.
At least you shouldn't name names.
And he will still say, best I've ever heard it, way better than Peter. So is it fraudulent? Is it a running gag? Is it a combination of all? I don't know. Now, for Alan's steppage, well, listen, the three of us all like to talk quite a bit, and we do a talk show. And sometimes we're not even in the same room. So steppage will happen. But that's not the same as stepping on a call. Interrupting each other while talking, you view it however you want it, but it's not the same as, for example, if I was here trying to make a huge point right now, and as I said, it's time for me to wrap up this case on Fraud Friday, and my ruling is, and then Alan went, hold on, Peter.
Yeah.
Now that would be egregious talk show steppage. That's what we're talking about when we call steppage on a game.
Don in the midst of a rant. When he pauses, sometimes you want to fill the blank or add something, but sometimes when he's going, it's hard to read whether or not is he done or does he still have more, and then all of a sudden he'll start going again.
That is true.
And I do want to explain to people too, because I honestly, I do try to be respectful to space, but I also think conversation sometimes, especially when we're all enthusiastic, is exactly that. Think about when you talk to your boys. Do you sit and wait for your turn? Or if you're enthusiastic and you want to jump in, you jump in. That's just how that works. But in the midst of a good rant or a point or any of that stuff, there is an effort made to let it breathe. But when we aren't in the same place, people don't understand. Sometimes there's a delay. That is just that's a technology thing that you don't even know you're doing it. Or we're not in the same place, so we don't really have that same kind of eye contact. I don't think it happens in studio. But if it happens because we're separated, it's certainly not it's not done on purpose. It certainly is not intentional.
Now, yeah, I want a good. Oh, here we go. I want to just get a good sports fraud question.
Yeah, we haven't gotten one today.
DHR. I'm a Seattle sports fan through and through. My hockey team is the Kraken.
Nice.
We have only made the playoffs once in our existence.
Well,
how many years have the Kraken
been here for 3 days? How long?
Yeah,
Anthony, 3 seasons? 4?
I think it's 4 now, but I'm going to double check.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021 they were founded.
Yeah. So they're barely alive. They're an embryo of a franchise.
Yeah, I don't like where this is going. We have only made the playoffs once in our existence. Am I allowed to randomly pick a team to follow and root for in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Oh, dear God.
If it is purely for recreational purposes.
Come on. Go ahead. This is good.
In this situation, I would follow the team only for the duration of the playoff push and give them up immediately. No.
Fraud. No,
the Golden Knights are the outlier. We all understand that, right?
That's it.
The expansion teams don't just magically go to the playoffs every year and win a Stanley Cup within the first 10 years that they exist.
The whole idea of rooting for an expansion team in your market is that you are just given a gift, and that gift is to have a team of your own in a sport you love to root for. And what comes with that is pain. Because in the very beginning, it's growth and pain, and you have to go through it. And then what happens is you start to see it come to life. Now it starts to blossom. It starts to grow. And those years you went through the pain of being an embarrassing doormat of an expansion team, now all of a sudden it starts paying off, the high draft picks and the players you develop, and it makes the winning mean even more. That's why you got to live through this right now. And if you want to go off and start side piecing other teams during the playoffs because your team isn't good enough yet to do that, you're not a real fan. You're not loyal, and you have no idea what you're doing. So you have to make a commitment right now. I'm either all out or I'm all in. There is no halfway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just the definition of fraud. It's been a few seasons, and you're already looking for a playoff
already
team
complaining
to make you feel good. Come on.
If I were the Kraken, I would say I don't want you as a fan. Go.
Yeah.
Just go pick a team and don't come back.
Be better than this. That will do it for Fraud Alert Friday on this Friday. DHRESPN@gmail.com. It's all brought to you by D'Agostino Law. 35 years getting accident victims and Social Security disability clients every dollar they deserve. Offices in New York and New Jersey, 1-800-BITE-BACK, 1-800-248-3222. We go back to the phone lines to talk to you and celebrate, and also not just celebrate the Knicks' huge victory last night, but, Alan, I think it's a good time for us to start talking a little bit about whether you prefer Sixers or Celtics, which is no longer getting ahead of things. That is exactly where we are as they will face off in a Game 7 tomorrow. But first and foremost, I want to tell you about how FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking about special drops you won't want to miss, profit boosts to bonus bets, and more. And the best part, it's every single day. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. Head over to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA, 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. More of your calls next. Ian at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a Big Knicks Friday.
This is the Michael K. Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I thought it was really interesting the way it played out for the Giants, because nobody thought the Giants were going to take Reese because they didn't think Reese was going to be there at 5. I think they were kind of in shock that Reese was there 5 and Manoa was there 10. Right. Because they were two guys that were just really up high on their draft board. If Caleb Downs turns out to be this era's Ronnie Lott, you're going to massively regret it.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. You know you gotta take care of mom. Plus, my wife just became a first-time mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
ESPN New York and Floor & Decor are giving you the chance to meet me, Michael K. One lucky fan and a guest will win a studio visit with an exclusive meet and greet. This is your all-access pass and an experience you will not forget. To enter, visit ESPNNewYork.com or the ESPN New York app and submit your entry today. It is Michael K's Double Play, presented by Floor & Decor. High-quality materials, unbeatable prices, and everything you need to get your project done right.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Oh, man. It's getting worse. It's not nice. All right. It is a big victory Friday for your New York Knicks, folks. That's exactly what we are doing. Celebrating. Had Mike Breen.
Yeah.
If you missed Mike Breen, that's going up on YouTube. Same with Ben Stiller, who joined the show.
He told a great story about how he watched the game last night because he's working, he's filming. And so how he watched the game, see if you can relate if you had to work last night too. Imagine watching that game in any other place but a large screen television.
The only thing that we didn't ask him, unless I missed it, that I should have, but I didn't, was whether he was acting, directing, or both.
Sounds like he was directing.
That was like that's the vibe I felt too, but I wasn't sure. Also, I got to tell you.
What do you got to tell me?
My FanDuel account is really looking good.
Listen, you're on a roll. Now you got all the way to the end of this series. Do you call it a day and feel like, you know what? Enough's enough. Right? I had a hot streak, but I know when to say when.
Right.
Or do you feel like, no, you know what? I'm just going to keep riding this like Seabiscuit.
No, he bets it all on the Kentucky Derby.
Throw it on the Derby, right?
You.
I know. It really is funny, though, right? Because
put it on Game 7 Saturday night.
Oh. Wait.
I did look at that. I did look at that line.
That's 7.5. It's kind of tempting, isn't it?
You just said you think it's going to be a close game. You just said it.
It's tempting.
But I am of the
mindset.
mindset.
I'm saying to go against the grain.
No, I'm of the mindset that my boys will figure it out on Saturday.
Oh, now they're your boys.
Well, my boys.
So if they win, we become enemies Monday?
Enemies.
What? Come on.
When you're a fraud like me, there are no enemies. Everybody's a friend.
How'd it work out for Harry Douglas? All I'm saying.
I like the Celtics to win tomorrow, but I don't feel great about it.
Same.
Because there is a part that like maybe Tatum is starting to feel it, and maybe it's like, all right, you know what? Like 2 minutes ago, we're talking about this team's, they're believing it's a championship year. As we've noticed with this Knicks team, people's perspectives can change rather quickly in the NBA playoffs. Outlook can quickly change. Speaking of which, that Lakers series, pretty interesting now.
Oh, like honestly, just on a side note, which would be the bigger deal? Because for LeBron James, if they lose somehow, because tonight's a big game. They win this, you don't have to worry about a Game 7. You're fine. Game 7 Sunday, if they have one, might be the most viewed first-round playoff game ever because of what comes
the numbers
with
are already astounding across the board.
Yes, they are. But think about the legacy factor for LeBron. No team has ever lost a 3-0 a series when they've had a 3-0 lead. No team has ever lost the series. If that happens to him, despite the fact that he's done all he could to help them win him, gave them the 3-0 lead, you know this goes on his resume as much as it goes on the Laker resume. That's how critical tonight and a potential Game 7 is for LeBron James. He cannot possibly have his name associated with this type of a meltdown.
So Anthony just sent me all the Kentucky Derby horses in the post positions.
Okay.
Because the interesting thing would be, does anyone jump out at me?
I was hoping like there'd be a Mage again. That would have been nice.
Oh, yeah.
Did Mage win? I think it did.
It might have.
I think Mage won, and I didn't do it. The main one jumping out at me is Chief Wallaby.
Oh, what a name.
At 8-1 because it reminds me of Ghostface, who loves to wear his Clarks, his Wallabies, and talks about them all the time. But that's the only thing jumping out at me.
I'm on Dane and Bourbon. Why not?
20-1.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, yeah, I've never had this much money on my FanDuel account. I'm feeling
That's
good.
nice.
I hit for $500 3 times in a row.
I like it.
Yeah, it's feeling groovy right now, man. Let's talk to the people. Let's celebrate. Let's enjoy.
Let's do it.
1-800-919-3776, and we're talking Celtics. We got Dove in Boston. Dove, what's the vibe of Celtics fans in Beantown?
Oh, I was absolutely calling with the report right now. I'll tell you, I want to say the saddest regret I have of being in Boston right now is that I'm not in New York with my fellow Knicks fans and able to come to the live events with you guys, see you guys, and celebrate. But I'm holding it down here in Boston. The vibes, and I'll be honest, I'm a coworker with a ton of Boston fans. They're very vocal. Peter, I think you would agree they are an eminently confident fan base. Especially when it comes to the Knicks. They have a very high opinion of their abilities. And my best friend had asked me, is there anything that could happen against the Hawks that would change your opinion of the series? And I said no. But I'll tell you, might be changing Boston's opinion of the next series. When I talk to them, they say, man, I have to look, while we're losing to Philadelphia, I have to look at the scores and see that the Knicks are up 50 on their opponent. And between Tatum's calf, they're starting to become a little unsettled. And it's going from a very poo-poo the Knicks attitude to a little bit of hesitation. I don't know if we want to see them.
Yeah, I was the text I was getting from my cousins yesterday. They were very down on the Celtics, obviously, and how are you not appreciating one of the great beatdowns of all time? It wasn't like the Knicks game could be ignored last night. It's
no,
83 points at the half, 83-36. Is that what it was? There's
it was 83-36.
Yeah, there's no way around points. That. So, yeah, Dove doesn't surprise me.
I will say, I said going into the series that nothing could change my mind, and prior to the series, I really still believed that. In the moment, these last 3 games, it's been very difficult for me to rationalize away what I'm seeing as a Knicks fan, and I'm trying to tamp it down. I'm trying to keep it all in perspective. But the eyes see what the eyes see, and this tests that we're seeing right now are showing a championship-ready team.
I wonder what is the lesser of the two evils if you're a Celtic fan.
Thanks, Dove.
Blowing a 3-1 lead and losing in 7 to the Sixers in your building, or advancing and then losing again to the Knicks? Which one is more devastating? They're both rivals you hate.
I'm going to text my cousins right now and ask.
Those are your two possibilities, right? Because obviously winning and then winning again, that's the glory. But I'm saying of the two worst case scenarios, which is worse? Blowing this lead and losing to the Sixers in 7, and then you're losing a Game 7 at home, or moving on and then losing again to the Knicks in back-to-back years. It's fun to just be able to talk about stuff like that.
Me personally,
I'm
obviously biased because I have an affinity for the Knicks and I have no love for the Sixers whatsoever.
Right.
So it's a little different because, there's a silver lining to me. The Celtics lose.
Yeah, I don't
to the
think
Knicks.
you can answer it. I think this is more a Boston
but I
perspective.
do think the way this is played out, it would be more embarrassing. My cousin Jeremy's already written back tomorrow easily.
Tomorrow, that's worse.
Yes,
losing in 7 is worse than losing in the second round. That's a respect then to the Knicks, meaning I could see that's what a fan was saying. I could see us losing to them. So that's a that says that. And
Jeremy
lose to this team.
Jeremy is not me. Jeremy is living in Massachusetts every single night, local viewer, Celtic fan.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just that would be such a brutal. No one's had high expectations for this Sixer team. It'd be disgusting. Now, speaking of disgusting, some interesting words from our colleague Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike earlier. I want to play those for Knicks fans and get their thoughts and keep the conversation going. We're going to talk to you guys all night long, all the way up to 7 o'clock, right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Looking for a new best friend? Join London Jewelers May 3rd from 12 to 4 at Garvey's Point Dog Park in Glen Cove for a pet adoption event supporting Rescue Paw Foundation. Rain or shine, help give these animals the loving homes they deserve.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Let me say this. If you're an experienced superintendent in Jersey and you know you're better than the situation that you're in, Tricon Construction wants to talk. They're building serious multifamily, medical, and industrial projects across the state, and they're looking for leaders, not babysitters, real projects, real support, real backing from ownership. If you're ready to step into something bigger, go to triconbuilds.com/careers. That's triconbuilds.com/careers. And yes, it's confidential.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Just no easy way to get around right now, and we still have this problem spot in Brooklyn. Inbound Gowanus by 39th, a broken down MTA bus in the left lane. Large wrecker on the scene. Hopefully they get him out of there soon. You're stopped from Fort Hamilton Parkway. Just a solid ride on the LA eastbound heading through Queens. Bumper to bumper from right out of the Midtown Tunnel through to the Cross Island. You stay bunched up eastbound, moving through Nassau County, approaching Jericho Turnpike. Yanks are home later on tonight in the Bronx using the inbound Georgia, about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks. Deegan just jammed in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 30 to 40. Outbound Helena, run you an hour. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Evan Cohen here. According to CNBC, nearly half of hiring managers say a candidate's enthusiasm is the most important factor when considering them for a role. Well, if you need to hire for your business, how can you separate the candidates who are really excited from the ones who are just meh? With ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that quickly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first, and their smart matching technology connects you with them instantly. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams. This is Luke Weaver. Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Now you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Now,
this
now
might
it's
have been below the belt.
Yeah. Now I think I'm offended.
They didn't need this. They didn't need this.
There's so many. You could have played like Migos. You could have played Fight Night. Okay?
Listen, I got old Atlanta ready. I got Kryptonite ready.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs.
Versace.
Now you're mocking the Azaleas.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're peeing on the Azaleas, Anthony. That's what he's doing. I mean, this is just horrible.
I like where Jake said that, though.
No, this is the right way to go. That young jock, it's going down. It's such a funny, like if you're like into Knicks core and like you live in that Knicks world, that is going to be a video that lives on forever.
What a moment!
It's just going to be
between that and again the PA guy just screaming 4-3.
Oh, by the way, someone reminded me of who the PA guy is.
Oh.
Yeah, the PA guy at Atlanta Hawks games is not your average PA guy. It's my mentor and dare I say hip-hop legend, Big Tigger.
Your mentor?
Yeah. I interned for him. My first mentor in commercial radio.
Yeah.
Former host of Rap City, The Basement. Big Tigger, who does mornings in Atlanta on V103, I believe. He's also the PA guy.
Wow. God bless him. You should reach
By
out
the way,
to him.
he's from the Bronx. Just so you know.
I mean, isn't everybody?
I'm
honestly, like, I give him all the credit in the world because it's a 61-point game, and he's screaming it. And then they do the bird thing. They do the screeching hawk. And you got to imagine that somebody in the building's going, all right, we can stop that now. No one's excited about these baskets that we're making. This is embarrassing.
I just texted him.
What is the right thing to do?
If we could get him on the show, I want to ask him about doing that last.
It could be funny.
That could be very funny. Like, how do you even try?
I wouldn't hate having him on to discuss this.
No.
Can we do it?
I'm gonna see if he responds. I mean, he's also really is like, look him up, Alan. You'll recognize him when you see him.
Okay.
I mean, his era of Rap City is younger than your. Like, when he was hosting Rap City, you were, like, already an adult on the beat, like, living your life. And
yeah, so then I wouldn't know that.
Jake,
yeah.
He's like your childhood Rap City?
Jake stepped away
All right.
momentarily.
Understandable, Jake. I get it.
Atlanta's got him.
He's busy. Yeah, they came for him.
All right, before we get back to the calls, if you want to get in now, guys, we have a line open. You want to celebrate your Knicks, 1-800-919-3776. You can get in now. But before we get to you, let's hear this Evan Cohen audio. Evan Cohen, who does Unsportsmanlike with my dear friend Michelle Smallman and our friend Chris Canty, he was on the morning show today and had some words about the old Knick fans.
Knicks fans may be a little bit too happy. Like, they should be happy today. And I think that they should think they're going to the finals. Absolutely think they're going to the finals and they're the best team in the East. But there's a part of this that I wonder if they're a little too happy. Look around the studio. Okay. Cece's off.
Yeah.
Okay, normally someone else sits over there.
Rob Lorenzo.
Where's he?
I don't know.
You know where he is?
Where?
He just texted me because he's late today. Why is he late? I can't make this up. My train is delayed because a Knick fan had to get escorted off from being too drunk. Absolutely dead hammered, calm drunk, but just falling asleep on people from going out last night. This game was in Atlanta.
So?
Meaning this guy was not at Madison Square Garden or anything like that. But Knicks fans, see, we have to throw a little cold water on this.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Why?
I texted Evan while I was on Get Up, but I saw the clip online, and they're a few floors up from our studios, and I was texting him like, why? Can you give him just a day? Let him have a day. You didn't even give him 12 hours to just be happy that the team for the fourth straight year won a playoff round, which we haven't seen a run like this since the 90s. So there's these kids that are out, that the guy falling asleep drunk, that's his dad's era. Like, he never got to enjoy that kind of success, to enjoy year after year the team winning, and you've got to already wet blanket the whole damn thing. Now it's Knicks fans are enjoying this too much. It bothers you. You know what you've become, Evan Cohen, and you know I love you, but what you've become is that person that when anybody else is happy, you're miserable. Stop laughing so loud. It's bothering me. Stop having so much fun in my presence. Like, stop. And then he says this to me, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm a Pat Riley guy. I like defense. Evan, they held him to 15 points in the first quarter. They held him under 100 points for 3 straight games. What are you talking about with defense? Maybe that's what happened in Miami. The culture's so long gone, you forgot what real defense looks like. But my God, can you why is it that everyone nationally, the minute a Knicks fan or Knicks fans go out and celebrate something, right away, we've got to start dumping water on them and telling them to, like, you're too happy. You're celebrating too much. You're enjoying this playoff winning too much. Don't tell people how to enjoy themselves. This is called passion. This is a real basketball market where they love their team. And so every little thing they do, they celebrate. Yeah, we're the annoying parent that when our kid gets one hit in the game, we go nuts.
Okay.
We're doing the wave. We've got signs. You hate that. But that's how we are here in this city.
But
sorry.
But is Evan
not
originally
sorry.
is Evan originally from Florida, originally from New York, went to Florida and came back?
I think so, yes.
You think from here, went to Florida?
I don't know his exact lineage, to be honest with you, but I do know there's all kinds of connections, but New York is certainly part of it.
His story that he told was such a nothing burger. So one guy was too drunk on the train, and
Which
that
happens
means
all
Knicks-
the time.
That could, by the way, that could happen after game 38. Okay, let people listen. Yesterday was not even your average closeout game. Yesterday was a closeout in which they dominated for the third consecutive game, a feat they have never had as a playoff team. In the NBA playoffs, the Knicks have never done what they've done over three consecutive playoff
you know
games.
what? I appreciate you trying to bring logic and reason, but that's not that's not how you handle these people. What these people are doing is they don't like seeing New York teams win because New York fans get loud and they enjoy it too much. And there's almost like this jealousy factor of, we all know when good things happen in New York, it's way better than anywhere else. They know that. It's way better. Success is better in New York than anywhere else. So when you see it, you're almost like a little jealous. So then it's like, can you turn down your happiness? You know, it's bothering me. It's offending me. Your happy is offending me. That's what that is. That's what Evan Cohen just said. Your happy is offending me.
Are you attempting to give Evan
Don't be
Cohen-
that guy.
We do that guy Thursday on Friday.
Yeah, but this
is
come on, man.
it's
Like, why are
smelling
you
that
saying that? It wasn't even 12 hours. I think Knick fans are enjoying this too much. Okay, well, I didn't know you were the arbiter of how
fun.
fans are supposed to appreciate winning, especially when it's literally a historic clinching game win.
Now, speaking of which, so historic, in fact, that Claude in Queens says last night was surreal.
What's up, fellas? Last night was surreal. I was cooking dinner. I turned this thing off, and I walked to my local, and it was 44 to something. And it was, I didn't know what to do. I was too afraid to cheer, but it felt like New Year's Eve. I saw guys that I haven't seen in like 10 years because everyone was coming out of the woodwork. I was like, what are you doing here? They're like,
Yeah.
I was so happy. I had to go out and celebrate and find people to celebrate with. And
Claude, no, Claude, you can't enjoy it. You're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed to enjoy it that much, Claude. No, you're supposed to just sit and just watch
I
it.
came out in their pajamas
Ridiculous.
to the locals because they needed to be around Knicks fans, you know? And
Yes.
it's just, a happiness thing. It's kind of sappy that it's the first round. Act like we've been here. But my true gripe last night was with number 17 from the Hogs, who came up behind Mitch Robinson,
Okongwu.
and he grabbed him violently. Like, even the guy Mitch Robinson had beef with wasn't that serious. But it looked like he was waiting for his teammate to sucker punch Robinson.
Oh, that would've
I've
been
seen that
something.
move a million times, you know?
Yeah,
So,
that would have been something.
He had the most offensive action in that whole thing there. Mitch Robinson, looked like a dumb kid, a big dumb kid who was just poking the bear. But whatever. Hey, Knicks, all the way. Peace.
Thank you, Claude.
Thanks, Claude. Let's keep.
You heard what he said, though, right? Like, I had to go see I had to go run out and find other fans and see other fans. Like, you just wanted that kind of connection.
And I get it.
And let them have it, man. Like, let them enjoy it. It's the one team that unifies the city.
Let's go to Merv in Queens. What's up, Merv?
Rosenberg, got to shout him out first before I get in trouble. Don Allen. Are people joking? Go ask the Nuggets. No, nothing's guaranteed. Absolutely, we're going to celebrate. Why the hell not? You understand?
I agree.
And yeah, guys, I can't complain. Also, the win, everything looks right. Bridges attacked the rim, was taking contact. Alvarado, the coaching, number one. What we always stress throughout the whole year. We're healthy, man, and that's something to be happy about. And I love it and I can't wait. And I just wanted to get a feel and ask you guys, revenge in the Celtics or Philly and having home court? I think I'd rather have Philly in home court, man.
Really?
And another cool thing I want to throw in there, I have a cousin's wedding tomorrow, so I'm really happy it didn't go to Game 7. I was absolutely not going.
Yeah. That'd make you crazy. That'd make everybody crazy if there was a Game 7 to have to deal with. Because if I'm not mistaken, that game would have been 3:30, right? Did I say? Right.
Yeah.
That would have been like a 3:30. That would have been a midday or a 4 o'clock, something like that. No. Now you get the weekend off, and you get to sit back and let everybody else go through the anxiety of Game 7s, which we'll have.
Thank you, Murph.
Saturday and Sunday. I mean that. It's interesting, right? Would you rather see Philly win so you could have home court advantage, or would you rather have the Celtics win, knowing we got to go on the road again, but this team is beat really to beat the Celtics more than they are to beat the Sixers? I mean, which way is better? I personally think that you would rather see Boston with all the flaws that are being exposed by the Sixers right now that they're showing you. I think I might rather go there because I think you might have better success seeing what seeing what the Sixers have exposed in Boston.
I hate being this generic, but I really am of the mindset that at this point,
you don't think it matters?
No. It's about keeping whatever that mental switch that clicked is, it's staying right there. It does not matter. They just, because they are moving. This is the most basic stuff. When you watch this Knicks team right now over the last few games, we can talk, like, Alan could talk circles around me with the X's and O's of it all. But with my just fan eye, I literally see this team doing what every coach has encouraged every team ever coached to do. Continue to move without the ball. Move, get a rebound and go. Mm-hmm. They're literally constantly on the move, constantly moving the ball, keeping everyone involved. And then, as you pointed out, they found this key that when they do run the offense, running it through Cat has changed this team. It just makes them a different club. Let's talk to you. Let's go. Eric in Westchester wants to tell us something about Evan Cohen now. This is big. Eric, go ahead.
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Good afternoon. Apologies, I live up in the sticks now, so service might be whatever. But I grew up next to Evan. This guy's a fraud, man. He grew up in New York. He must be tough for his dad. He grew up down the block from me. He grew up as a Knicks fan. And for him to say this about Knicks fans celebrating after a crazy win like that is ridiculous. He became a Miami fan when he moved down there after college.
Oh boy!
Wait a minute.
Oh man.
We got to bring him to the court next Friday when the Honorable Don LaGreca is back on the stand.
He's got two of the nicest parents who were at my bar mitzvah. They must be dying. They love him. They love the grandkids. I'm sure they're happy for him, but they're New Yorkers. He's 100% New Yorker.
This is upsetting.
Eric brought some very interesting evidence that we're going to have to submit to the court.
Yeah, this is some upsetting stuff to hear, and we'll have to take all of this under advisement.
Wow!
As we move on in our lives, thank you, Eric. A Knicks fan who moved to my by the way, the timing of it all. Timeline wise,
how if you grew up a Knicks fan or it's from a family of Knicks fans,
and then you end up in Miami when
you're a Heat fan.
Alan, when do you end up in Miami after college?
I'm sure it was
right?
when LeBron was there.
Oh boy. D Wade. LBJ.
That's not a good look.
Big Ray.
I got to say that's not a good look. What do you think?
It's
not boding well for him. I mean, we're talking about there's some serious. I mean,
also I believe I'm supposed to go on Unsportsmanlike next week.
Are you?
So I may be. If that happens, which I believe I am,
should bring it up.
I will be bringing this to the table, 100%. Let's go to Jay, who's in Atlanta. Jay, you were in the building.
Fellas, it was beautiful last night. Hundreds of Knicks fans just shut down the surrounding area. The surrounding area was nothing but blue and orange. Chants. It was amazing. And we're the only fan base that could do that outside of where our team plays. The only one. I've been to North Carolina and seen it happen in North Carolina. It's just a beautiful thing. So it is a bit of jealousy. We do things big in New York. That's just who we are. There's nothing but dudes out here. I've seen at least 15, 20 Knick hats out here today.
Oh yeah.
It's just a beautiful thing, man, and it's all in good spirits. You know, we don't go out there and be ignorant, but we love our team and we represent, man. And we had a big historic win. We didn't think Cat was going to turn into magic. We didn't know. So we were excited, you know, and to the credit of the folks down here, and this is not a big basketball town like New York, but, you know, it's never heat. You know, I never get anything coming at me in an ignorant way. But, yo, when we show out and the Knicks are doing their thing, I mean, the Yankees, we're used to them winning. All the other teams in New York, nothing is like when the Knicks do something special, man. And it just carries on wherever you go. I've been in Atlanta for 3 years. My job takes me all over the place. I meet Knicks fans all over the country, man. And yesterday, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but it was classy. You know, we weren't out there acting crazy, but it was amazing, man. And, yo, you live these, man. I spent a lot of money going to that game, and I want to enjoy it. So whoever has a problem with that, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. We're not going to change, man. Blue and orange forever. That's just what it is.
I love it, Jay.
I love it, Jay. Yeah, again, it's anybody nationally that is talking about the way fans are celebrating in New York, you're being a wet blanket, you're being that guy. Never, ever tell people how to fan. That just means that you're offended by their joy, and that's pathetic.
Let's go to Rob, who has a Georgia song recommendation.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Hey, Rob.
Hello. Good, man. I have a dedication to Dyson Daniels. Keep your hands to yourself from the Georgia Satellites.
Don't have me no lines and
quick
keep
point.
your hands to yourself. I know what you mean.
I was up in Boston Super Bowl weekend for the Knicks game, and I got to tell you, it was loud and proud and crazy in there. And the truth is, you don't want people screaming in your building, don't sell your tickets. It's that simple.
Well, you know how that always works, and it's worked. You know, again, Jets fans know this. When MetLife turns into a stadium filled with Dolphins fans or Patriots fans or anybody else that they sell their tickets to, so we see it in our own way here. But I was at that game too. I called that game, and I remember that feeling. And Marquez just saying, I've never heard this building with the opposing fans cheering louder than the Boston fans. You never experienced that, but he did that day. And it was because their Patriots win the Super Bowl, and there were a lot of Celtics fans probably wanted to sell their tickets.
There's no denying the how well New York teams travel. It's just in all sports, but particularly this Knicks team. I mean, the Knicks and Yankees.
New too. I think this is new though, Peter.
I don't
level,
remember it's been upgraded.
I don't remember it at this level because I've covered this team for 25 years. I don't remember it even in the years when I was a beat writer following around. Now, they weren't very good back then, but there's no way it's at the level that it's been since Jalen Brunson's era. Something has turned, and I don't know if it's just the availability of tickets, the ability to travel quicker, easier. I don't know what it is, but to see all the way up and down the East Coast, from Miami to Orlando to Atlanta to Charlotte to Washington to Philadelphia, and then obviously to see it in Boston really blew my mind.
And I'll tell you the most impressive part about it. So I root for a couple of teams that are like, as you know, like kind of perennial good teams, the Celtics and the Penguins. The Celtics and the Penguins always have fans everywhere because they have a lot of titles. What makes the Knicks traveling so good is they don't have the titles to back it up.
Right.
It's just the fan base.
And maybe that's why everybody from the outside gets so annoyed. It's because the noise out of New York is of a franchise that is the Yankees. That has 27 world. You know what I mean? Like the Celtics or Lakers that have, 18 banners. Instead, it's like, no, there's 2 and they've got a lot of dust on them. But it's still, the noise is as loud as a franchise that would have 27 championships, right? Like maybe that's what annoys people.
But that's it.
You talk like a big corporation, and you're a mom and pop.
But that's to me the opposite. Lakers fans are always there. Celtics fans are always there.
Yeah.
But the Knicks is what makes it impressive. And you know what?
So you think it's impressive? I would think others would feel it's annoying because you're loud, and yet what do you really have to be proud of?
No, because those are real fans.
That's what I say. That says a lot.
When you go to Wizards games and Lakers fans are all over the building,
yeah,
yeah, I'm sure maybe some of them are left over from when they were bandwagon fans in 1985. Yes, so maybe now they've become real fans after 40 years. But a lot of them came on board with Kobe. Then some came on board with LeBron. So it's just not legit. When you're the Knicks, your family's either from New York or you're from New York. Or, like, no one jumped on board because, like, oh, Carmelo went to the Knicks and now they're the hottest team. That never happened. So, no, I respect it. 1-800-919-3776. Talk to you guys more. ENN coming up at 6 o'clock right here on Don Hunter Rosenberg.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. Between my mom and my wife, who is now a first-time mom, I got a lot of appreciation I need to show. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with my code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. They've got incredible flowers. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. And the best part, Books makes it easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. No last-minute panic. That's why Books has over 55,000 five-star reviews. With 25% off using code Canty, grab flowers for your mom, your wife, and grandma too. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, use code Canty. Books.com, code Canty.
New York Knicks fans, here's a total slam dunk. For a limited time, new Verizon Mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabits per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more. For new Fios Internet and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
You've been stuck inside all winter. Now it's time to get back out walking, working, and living. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, back pain, and still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts. No downtime, no pain medication, just a smart, targeted approach to get you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain vent you this spring.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Rings End is your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. They're your store for quality with a full line of brilliant and durable Benjamin Moore paints. They're your store for inspiration with thousands of colors and a variety of sheens. And Rings End is your store for expertise with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. Insist on Benjamin Moore paint from Rings End because the gorgeous color you love can't be matched in another brand of paint.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. It's a bad ride on the east side of town. FDR southbound, right before the Midtown Tunnel. Crash blocking 2 lanes with police and ambulance on the scene. Not moving much there. Heading into the 40s. Delays are backing up onto the Harlem River Drive. Mayday demonstrators over at Washington Square Park. Best bet, avoid that area in Greenwich Village. Right now, not affecting the roadways. No easy way to the outbound, George. And we've got the Yanks home later on tonight in the Bronx. Deegan just crawling, heading over to the stadium in the Cross Bronx. Delays go back across the Triborough and up onto the Bruckner. Southbound Deegan, some heavy pockets of slowdowns from the Mosholu on down. Inbound George, 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Orania, 30 to 40. Outbound Hahn, 45 plus. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Oh, man, as you can tell, the vibes. We are celebrating a big Knick victory over the Atlanta Hawks. It wasn't so great for my Celtics. I just felt like the vibes would be like, oh, Knicks are up 50. Let me check in on the Celtics. Oh, down 6.
Yeah. Yeah, they
never got right.
The 3-ball for them, that's the thing I would watch tomorrow. Their 3-point shot, because that's been their strength. And, the 2 wins they had after losing game 2, they hit 20 and 23 in each game from downtown. Then the next 2, they struggled. They were at 28%, missed 50-something threes in 2 games. That always seems to be the thing with them. They are defiant about the threes. They're always going to take them. They believe they're going to eventually start hitting them. And if they don't hit them, again, if they have a 3rd straight game of poor 3-point shooting, they're going to lose this series.
Well, here's your starters for the Celtics last night. Tatum was 2 for 6 from 3.
Not good.
Sam Hauser was 1 for 5.
Oof.
Kata didn't take any. Derek White was 3 for 6. There you go.
Which is good for him, even though he's been bad in the series. So
that's what you're looking for. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Someone, if a couple guys can give you 50%,
well,
the problem is it didn't really happen because Jaylen Brown was 2 for 6. Vucevic missed both of his. Pritchard, here's the real dagger.
Yeah.
Pritchard was 1 for 8 from 3.
Yeah, and that's not typical of him.
29% overall as a team, 42% from the floor.
Yeah.
And, it's not like the Sixers were great, dude. The Sixers were 33% from 3, 44% from the floor. They were only a nudge better in both categories. But
what was
the Celtics
the final score?
106-93.
Yeah, there you go.
The Celtics were just, as you said, their live or die and really die.
Yeah. But that also shows you that since Embiid was moved into the offense and is running a lot of offense through him as a passer, not as much dominating with scoring, the Celtics have had a hard time with it. And so it tells you, are the Sixers showing you that the Towns offense that the Knicks are running could actually really work well against the Celtics defense? Because they're not very big. They have guys, they have their bigs, again, Kata you mentioned, Vucevic you mentioned, they have Garza. They're big, but they're not dynamic big centers, right? So it's another series where you'd think maybe with Embiid playing well, Towns could play really well in a series against the Celtics too. So they might have shown you something, which is why you hope can the Celtics get one, steal one, or win a home 7, which they should, and then set you up for a series where you look at them a different way than maybe you used to look at Boston. Maybe there is something about them that is there's an Achilles heel there that you can exploit.
Let's go to Mark in New Jersey. What's up, Mark?
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Mark?
Good, man. How are you?
We are psyched. Hey, first of all, I want to talk about OG Anunoby because this guy has some kind of strength, man.
Yep.
To be under the basket, have 2 or 3 defenders around him, and just go right up and dunk the ball. I think about Charles Smith and the end of that one playoff game many years ago, and it amazes me how easy he makes it look.
It's easy when you're getting the pass in the right place at the right time. He's changed. I think he's really had success because of Towns looking for him and on his cuts, and that has changed. But, Peter, he's shooting in that series, in the 6 games, he shot almost 57% from 3. That's unheard of.
Crazy.
He
Absolutely
was
crazy.
plus 84 on the court.
Dude.
Average 20 a game, 21 a game.
If you're just tuning into the show and you weren't with us at the beginning, we went over some really fun numbers.
Oh, yeah.
My favorites, though, were the plus-minus numbers that you just don't ever see in real life. The Knicks starters, OG was plus 42, Cat was plus 35, Hart was plus 35, Bridges plus 40, Jalen Brunson plus 41, and somehow Mitchell Robinson in 9 minutes was plus 29.
That game just again. The Hawks went on a 9-0 run early in the game to take a 9-6 or 9-5 lead. I can't remember exactly what it was. The Knicks answered it with a 31-4 run. Like, you don't see, like, they went on a 9-0 run and like the crowd was into it. They were kind of like, you saw some confidence in them, and it wasn't anything dynamic they did. They just made a couple of baskets. Then they couldn't make a shot for the rest of the quarter because the Knicks defense just clamped down. You blink your eye, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, it's 40-15? Is that a real score? Do you know the Knicks got to 100 before the Hawks got to 50?
That's another insane one.
A road team to get to 100 before the home team gets to 50 in a playoff game has never happened. Like that's how, as much as, you looked at it and you said, like, that was just an amazing game and amazing things that, like, you'll never see something like that again for probably another, 10, 15 years. But because it happened, it was just an amazing thing to watch from a Knick perspective. Amazing.
Let's go to Nas in Pinebrook, who wants to pay homage to the Knicks bench.
Sure.
Yes, I'm not talking McBride and Robinson and Alvarado and Clarkson. I'm talking Soshine, Kolick, Gadier. In that fourth quarter when the sub bench came out and held it down. I mean, everybody's going to earn that ring if we get this chip. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
There was a great opportunity for those guys to get in and play actually real playoff minutes, almost an entire fourth quarter, right?
I love it.
Go out there and cook.
Love
show what you can do.
And can I just send a little message to Dolan, if we can? Please make it right with Oakley. When I see those guys, all those Knicks legacy on the sidelines, it breaks my heart that this man is alive and was such a big part of our history, and he's not there. Like, come on, let's do this, please. It's breaking my heart. You're sitting next to Marbury and Oakley's home watching it on the TV. It's breaking my heart.
I hear you, Nas. It is a two-way street. It is a two-way street.
Well, here's the thing, though. This is what people always have to remember. I agree with you, Alan. But this is like sort of how I feel about political situations as well. Don't worry, I won't get into those. It is a two-way street. But with great power comes great responsibility. And I always view it as whoever is the person who's most in control of the power in the dynamic, whatever you can do to take control of it. Because if I will say this, and I know you will agree with this, if this team were to go on a run and they get to some pivotal game and Charles Oakley were to appear in that building, Alan, you talk up for grabs.
Yeah.
I mean, no one knows what it means, but you talk about that.
You would talk about it.
It would be very cool, though. The fans, listen, it's a thing the fans would love to see. One day they're going to get there. The question is just who cracks and makes it happen. It has to.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
There has to be a want to, like I said, from
both sides.
Like, people always want to look at it from one perspective, but you got to understand that it's a two-way street, and sometimes some people don't want to be forgiven, if that makes any sense.
It does, and I've had conversations. I can gauge that this is not an easy spot, but it would be cool. And I certainly hear Nas's point as a fan for sure. He's obviously super beloved. Let's go to Matthew in Westchester to add a little context to this great day.
What's going on, boys? It's Matt Welling. How you guys doing?
Hey Matt,
buddy.
how are you?
How you guys doing?
Very good today,
I
man.
finally got through. I didn't really want to bring it up because I know it's made a bad mood. But that Evan guy, a lot of the fans that I know, at least because I'm 20, we're under the age of 25, which was the last time the team made the final. So we don't really know how to act to begin with. So let us do what we got to do.
I completely agree. Like, again, the problem is like act like you've been there before, and I laugh, and I'm like, a lot of these kids have never been here before. They've never seen this, and there's a different way now. I'm sorry. In 1994, when I was just out of college, and the Knicks had their run and the Rangers had their run, my good buddy Ben and I would go, and it was every other night because he was a huge Rangers fan. And we couldn't get in the building. We couldn't afford to. So we were outside the building, whether it was sneaking into Charlie O's and just sitting in a booth and hoping they wouldn't kick us out because we already ordered something for like $10 and ate it as slow as possible so we could stay as long as we could while the game was on the TV, or just waiting outside the building till the games ended, going to the bars. Like that's what we did. But it wasn't in us back then to shut down 7th Avenue. 33rd Street was still a street back then. You couldn't do what they're doing on 33rd Street right now. But it's still, were you outside the building? Was there celebrating? Did you have a great time in Penn Station when it was, by the way, not the best place to be hanging out? Like, that was what we did in those days. What they have today is obviously a little more excited and a lot more cameras around, and some of it is performative. I agree with Don. There are some people that go there strictly because for the gram. Might not be fans, but they want fans to come to them so they can video them. So they even hold up signs with their ats on them. I understand. Like, this is a new world we live in with social media stuff. But it still doesn't mean that there are fans that are just so euphoric about, hey, this team that I lived through some of the worst years, seeing some of the worst basketball, and having some of the most frustrating endings. Amari getting hurt, Billups getting hurt in the playoffs, Shumpert blowing out his knee, Baron Davis blowing out his knee. All the things that happened in those years when Melo was there, they couldn't get over the hump. And then having it go back into the lottery for years. To go through all that and to now be on a team where every year we're getting out of the first round for sure. We have a chance to be an elite team. And this year you're in the conversation as a contender. And then you start showing stuff like you've shown the last couple of games. Yeah, for this fan base, this is new to a lot of them. And the whole idea of a fan is to enjoy this experience. You go through a whole season just to get to this point where the wins mean so much. And if you have the ability, because the arena is in downtown, and there's millions of people around, and it's the city that never sleeps, and you want to celebrate outside the building, you want to celebrate in the streets, go for it. Just because they don't do that in other cities doesn't mean it ain't right.
That's the thing. And I always felt like when Don would get super passionate about it, I think there's just a disconnect generationally. Yes, social media, it's gonna add people to the fringe who would normally not really be there or care, but like overall, dude, this fan base is intense. The Yankee fan base and the Knick fan base, they stand out above the crowd, respectfully. I mean, obviously, to be a passionate Mets fan, we know what that means. We know how many there are. Rangers certainly have a huge base. Every team here does. The Jets and Giants certainly. But the Knicks and the Yankees, it
hits different.
It just does. I am literally an objective observer who moved here. The Knicks and Yankee fan bases hit different. It's just how it's always been. 1-800-919-3776. We're going to take more of your celebratory calls. Also, who do you want more, Philadelphia or Boston? We'll do that over the next few minutes, and then we'll do ENN at 6 o'clock. Right here, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I thought it was really interesting the way it played out for the Giants because nobody thought the Giants were going to take Reese because they didn't think Reese was going to be there at 5. I think they were kind of in shock that Reese was there 5 and Mauanoa was there 10, right? Because they were two guys that were just really up high on their draft board. If Caleb Downs turns out to be this era's Ronnie Lott, you're going to massively regret it.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
D'Agostino, law, bite back. Did you know that Social Security disability takes a bite out of every one of your paychecks? So when they deny your claim, bite back. I'm John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I'm proud to announce our first ever Social Security Disability webinar. It's happening on June 3rd at 1 o'clock. In just 1 hour, you'll learn your rights, understand the appeals process, and find out how our experienced SSD attorneys can help you get the benefits you've earned. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Register now by calling 1-800-BITE-BACK, 1-800-248-3222, or go online to daglawteam.com/SSD webinar. That's daglawteam.com/SSD webinar. D'Agostino Law is here to bite back, to fight back, to get you the SSD benefits you've earned. Register today at 1-800-248-3222.
Looking for unconditional love? Join London Jewelers May 3rd from 12 to 4 p.m. at Garvey's Point Dog Park in Glen Cove for a heartwarming pet adoption event supporting Rescue Paw Foundation. Each animal has a story and is waiting for a loving home. Come meet them, connect, and be part of something truly special. Rain or shine, help us turn hopeful moments into forever homes.
This is the Michael K. Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Knicks are one step closer to their ultimate goal.
The Knicks beat the Hawks 140-89 and win this first-round series in 6.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Brunson right wing, walks into his three. That's good. Rebound, Towns, and the putback is good. It's a Towns takeover here in the third quarter.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including New York Presbyterian, NYC Department of Corrections, Boost Mobile, and the Parisman Firm on ESPN New York.
Swizzy. Now, this has a double meaning because the Knicks, probably like every other team in the league, also used this song, Bring 'Em Out by T.I. for their entrances, their introductions, if you will. But in this case, in this specific example, we are playing Atlanta music to celebrate the historic night that was 140-89. Your New York Knickerbockers win the series 4-2. They will go on to face the winner of Boston and Philadelphia. Game 7 tomorrow night at TD Garden in Boston. Celtics are 7.5-point favorites. However, they have not been looking like a favorite the last several days. Let's get to calls, Alan, for the next 7 minutes before we get to ENN. Let's go to Gene in New Jersey. What's up, Gene?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hey, so I was calling because I woke up after a historic win by the Knicks, and the first thing I see when I wake up are Knicks fans a little too happy about the victory. And I think that's why, at least me, as a young fan, I feel like that's why I cheer for my team so passionately, because it seems like every game that we go into or every series that we go into, we're an underdog by our own people. There are people that are saying we can't beat the Hawks, we can't beat the Celtics, we're not equal up to OKC. So I feel like that's why Knicks fans are so passionate, even if it is a first-round series. There were people that are saying we weren't going to be able to beat the Hawks, and we dominated them in 3 games in a row.
It's very true, Gene. I mean, there were people that were telling me I was crazy to say that this is exactly what the Knicks need, is you need to play a team like the Hawks who are going to challenge you, that you – like if you play Toronto, now Toronto's had a good series against the Cavs, but the Knicks just match up really well with Toronto, and they beat them 5 times this year. So you would think if the Knicks had an easy first-round series, we've seen the Knicks when they get comfortable. That's not really right. Like they need to lock in and get to another level. And the fact that the Hawks pushed them to a place down 2-1 where reality was setting in of, hey, if you guys blow this, a lot of bad things can happen. And some of you might not be here next season. I think that got their attention. And you heard Mike Brown. Peter, Mike Brown said it after the game. He said the Hawks, their coaching staff, their players, they made us better. And that was what I was saying when I said the whole iron sharpens iron thing about how I wanted that matchup.
Oh, you want to, let's hear that cut, by the way. We have that.
I'd like to start off firstly, just recognizing Atlanta Hawks. It was a good series. Quinn and his staff, I've said this before, they helped us get better. And I think they would say the same about us. Quinn pushed a lot of right buttons. Their team did too. And it made us, have to try to keep figuring out how we can help our guys be better. So, appreciate that.
Like, what do you think of that? Like, it's literally what I said. Like, they needed this. And Mike kind of admitted it there. Like, hey, you know what? We needed this because it got us to where we had to figure out how we had to play, and we found it. Is that so crazy to say that a tougher first-round matchup was actually the better thing for this team? Could we, like, if they go on a run, we'll look back and say that maybe this doesn't happen if they play an easier opponent in the first round.
Let's go to Jeff in Trenton. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, gentlemen?
Jeff?
Happy Friday. Listen, I'm as Peter would say, Philly at Jace. I'm right across the river. I was in the building last year when we were chanting MVP for Brunson took over. I can't wait for the Sixers to finish Boston so I can be in that building for 1, maybe 2 games. And I will call back and let you know what it's like. But I just want to tell you guys, big difference between the tickets that I have in June for going to see the Mets play at Philly and anticipating getting tickets to see the Knicks play in Philly. Let's go, Knicks. And I'm going to hang up and let you guys go.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah. I imagine that he wants the Sixers to win because he'd want to go to some of those games down there in Philly. Like I said, it's always the matchups that make you wonder which is the better matchup right now for the Knicks. And
that's why you can't go too far down the path of, well, if we want – you can't really spend a lot of time who you want because you just don't know what's going to
and that's another thing people pointed out. Atlanta kind of – the way they set themselves up was so that they could play the Knicks because they thought they could beat them.
You know what? He's been on hold all day. Let's go to Big Dick in Manhattan. Hey, Richard. And he's gone.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, oh, my God. Everyone's just disappeared. Something happened, folks.
Well, I think,
that was on me.
Derek's there.
I hit Richard, I hit Dan at the same time, and then they
killed them both.
each other out.
Richard held on for 3 hours just to have Jake kill him.
They'll call back.
Let's see if that's Richard calling back. Let's go to Derek in Harlem in the meantime. Derek?
I want everybody's apologies to be loud as they disrespect. Because everybody was talking a lot of cash stuff about the Knicks and Atlanta was the better team, but they real quiet today. I want everybody to know from now on, the New York Knicks are known as Joe Jackson to the Atlanta Hawks, all right? And they are Jackie Jackson because we put belt to B-U-T-T. And I want to do the same to Boston because they said it was last year was a fluke, so we doing it again.
Derek, I appreciate the attitude. I love this approach. You also sound – Jake, didn't he sound oddly like Pat Poose on the phone? Just a tad.
If Pat wasn't rapping, that's how he would sound.
Yeah, I didn't really get that. All right, Big Dick in Manhattan. Hey, Richard.
Hi, Peter. Alan. Listen, the NCAA tournament has nothing on the NBA playoffs. We got it now. NBA is great. Alan, do you remember after Edgecombe had that great opening game, set the rookie record, first play to score? I called you about 6 weeks later, and I said to you, Alan, Philadelphia may have the best Big Four in the NBA, and you mentioned that they're always hurt, but
they played 24 games together. That was the thing. Is it was always going to be.
But I
about
brought it up. As far as the stain with LeBron James,
taking a
don't forget Mariano and Derek Jeter both have that stain of being 3 up on the Red Sox. We have that. Now, Alan, out of all the stats you read about yesterday, here's the one that'll be like Cy Young's 511 wins. I think it's the greatest. The 105-point differential in a playoff series. That will never, ever, ever, ever be accomplished. That is unbelievable, 105. And let's give Mike Brown the credit. This is done by him. After losing 2 close games like that and coming back and winning 3 games by over 100 points cumulatively, it's unbelievable. This guy gets all the credit in the world. And I agree with Mike Breen. I brought this up to Dan Grassi the other day. I say, I'd rather see a Game 7 and be tense like this. He said he'd rather see a Game 7 than do the game that he did yesterday. Let's face it, last night's game was worse than an NBA All-Star game and probably just as bad as a Knicks preseason game. So, it had no juice. I mean, I'm happy they won. But, you got to look at every side of it, fellas.
I will push back. But
it's one way of looking at it.
It
Mike
is.
did say he'd rather do a Game 7.
And he says it as a broadcaster, you want something that you can call that's going to have great energy and great drama and down to the end.
Alan, let me just interrupt.
I didn't get to finish.
People gamble because they need juice on the game. They need the adrenaline rush.
I know.
Is that correct? Well,
Yes.
when I watch a game, I want to watch the game for the outcome also, but mainly storylines, and so I can wrap my brain around it. There was not much to wrap around yesterday.
No, the game was over in the first quarter. It's why I said the series was 5 1/4. It wasn't a 6-game series. And I'm saying that yes, when you are broadcasting a game or you're somebody that doesn't have a diehard rooting interest in it and you just want to see good, like tonight, I want to see good games.
Okay.
I want to see good games tonight. I want to see a good Game 7. But
what about the Denver-Minnesota game last night? What about the Philly-Boston game? Yeah. Those were great games.
Yes.
They were intriguing.
Yes.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. That's when the NBA has surpassed the NCAA.
When you don't have a dog in the fight, it's so much better to watch, which is why the tournament is fun. Because for so many people, you don't have a dog in the fight. But in the playoffs, the majority of the people watching have a team. And it is far more relaxing every now and then. Yes, of course, there's a euphoria to the putting a team away late. There's something to that you love. I mean, Jalen Brunson won last year's first round on a step-back three for the ages. And while that whole game had a lot of drama and concern in it, that shot was like, in the end, I needed a cigarette. I said that after that. After that game, I need a cigarette because that was an experience.
It had all of it, yep.
But this game is like every now and then in a playoff run, you need one where I can just sit back and chill. There's no anxiety. There's no tense.
By
the
way,
it's fun to watch my team play at a level like that. That was impressive.
Alan, the game where you got to sit back and chill, that was Game 5. Game 6 was something else. That was then I hold my beer. Like that was beyond chilling. That's hey, light one up. Let's have a party.
Like you and again, if it's the Thunder, like there were people that said the Warriors during their run with KD, it just got ridiculous. They were just so good it was boring. You know what I mean? And that could be true. But what I'm trying to say is because this Knicks team had such a roller coaster, mercurial type of personality, you were always waiting to see just how good could this team be. And then they locked in and you just went, oh, wow. Like I've never seen anything like this. And it was a spectacle for a minute. And then you got to the third quarter and you're like, okay, it's 61 points now. I think we've seen enough. So there is still a joy to it for a diehard fan. But, of course, the best games, the most compelling ones, are the ones that end on the final possessions.
One more break, and then it's time, folks, for ENN. There's no ENN like today. It's a special kind of ENN. That's coming up next right here on DHR.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Register today to take the test.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night and a fantastic weekend. Mayday demonstrators are on the move, heading down Broadway toward Canal. Word is they're going to make their way over to Foley Square and the Manhattan Bridge. Definitely want to stay away from that area in Lower Manhattan. Just a slow crawl on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Backed up across the Verrazano into Brooklyn. A packed ride on the Belt westbound from Flatbush Avenue. Yanks are home in a little bit in the Bronx. Deegan just slammed in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound, George. Northbound side, you're backed up across the Triborough into Queens and up onto the Bruckner. Southbound side, stop and go from the Mosholu on down. Inbound, George, stick with the lower deck if you can, about 5 to 10. Upper level, about a 20 to 30-minute ride. Outbound Lincoln are running at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland, 30 to 40. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks.
Look out!
When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app, share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, how's everyone doing? As you can hear, I'm okay, but this is. Can anyone else make me feel better out there, by the way? I mean, besides Don, because Don, Don telling me he can relate doesn't make me feel great, because as we talked about, Don's immune system, he gets sick quite a bit.
Are you still fighting a virus
Dude,
or something?
I'm not fighting. I'm like,
you're in the
I lost.
Oh, you were digging right up there on camera.
It wasn't digging. That was
Yeah,
blowing.
it was just he was blowing his. I thought we were clear after the first one.
Oh no!
He's like,
And
all
then
right,
I went back.
He went for the water. We're good. Not good.
Oh, there it goes.
I don't mind, but it's not.
So we
digging.
got.
I didn't say
nose.
It's a very stuffed nose. It's like I can feel some level of chest congestion.
Oh boy!
It's been.
And this isn't allergies.
The only reason I don't. Well, for two reasons I don't think it's allergies.
All right.
One, I never had allergies, but
Okay,
that
there
doesn't
you go.
mean you can't develop them.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the reason I don't think is because Maya had this a few days ago too. So that makes me think it's her,
Kids are
not
good
one
at
of us.
sharing like that.
So, and she's now, I wouldn't say she's interacting with kids that much, but she's starting to meet little friends at the park and like go out a little bit here and there. But anyone else out there dealing with it, it's been the whole winter. Every month I get hit with it again, and it's really, really irritating. I'm blowing and blowing.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I fortunately that I have been fairly, now knock on wood, I've been fairly healthy throughout this year.
I'm popping the zinc. I'm having the C. I'm doing the work.
Okay, you're doing the work. You're making the effort, but it's already in you. There's nothing you can do about it.
We have
you gotta fight through.
We have heard from Dr. Max April. A text has popped up on my screen.
All right, what does he got?
And I'm sure you can hear it, Doc. Doc said Maya did it.
Wow. Okay. He didn't need to really go there.
But I like to know it if it's true.
He
and then he
pointed
said,
right
call
at her
me.
in the courtroom.
And then he said, call me.
Well, he wants to help you. I'm sure there's probably something he can tell you that will help relieve a lot of the science
I
pressure
did
you're
it
dealing
last
with.
time. We did this stuff last time.
What did he tell you?
Well, I got the extra strength saline spray.
Okay.
And because I really don't like the Navage. So Don, who's a complete lunatic, uses the Navage like constantly, like twice a day, every day, all the time. You know what the Navage is?
Sure, of course I do.
So for people out there who don't
neti
know,
pot kind of thing, but it's more automatic.
It's a motorized neti pot.
Right.
I was always scared of the neti pot. I tried the Navage, not a fan. It does not gel with me. It never gets easy for me. I find it hard always. I find it uncomfortable. I'm not into it.
Okay.
Don,
what does it do exactly, if you don't mind? Because I've never used it.
You know what? Listen, it's ENN, right? We've been celebrating all day. You've heard Knicks talk. Let me give you some Navage information.
Give me some Navage.
So the Navage has two little plugs that you stick in your nose.
Yep.
and it's connected to a thing of water that you put this like solution in, salt watery solution. And you put in water that's been boiled or, Anthony, what's the kind of water? What, distilled?
Distilled,
yeah.
And when you push the buttons, it shoots the water up one side of your nose, and then it pours out the other.
Oh.
Yes, what you said. What
How
you're
do you
saying.
not? And I'm sure some gets into your
Some
throat,
goes down your throat, and it's gross.
It's distilled water. That's not good.
It's just all gross. The distilled part's fine. It's just clean water. But, like, I find it unpleasant. It feels like I'm drowning.
Yeah.
And at the end, I find that my ears are, like, so, like they go from being stuffed to now, like, cracking all the time. I just don't like what it does to me. It's not for me.
All right.
Now,
but
Don
the whole idea
does-
of it is to what? Clean out like whatever bacteria.
Yeah. So the water, like a neti pot, the water is going all the way through your nasal passage, and it's knocking out the snot for the time being.
Okay. So it's clearing you out.
Whereas I like to, for me, I use the saline nasal spray. You put it up in each nostril. I give it a good, suck.
Little toot
in there. Yeah, you act like you're having you're at a nice party in 1982 in Miami Beach, and on each side, and then after that, you're loosened up. You give it a good blow. You get out as much as you can, and you move on with your life.
Okay.
That's what I choose to do. This week, though, it just hasn't done enough. And maybe I need a fresh saline spray. I
think you need some heat.
By the way, that doesn't help either. I mean,
really?
No. Heat would help. I mean, the fact that literally, and I know like one doesn't equal another, but like as I'm starting to feel sick, every day I went out this week, I kept thinking it would be 65. And then by nighttime, it's 40. I'm wearing no hat. I'm freezing. Like, it just wasn't a good combination.
I guarantee you that's part of the problem. Like, you definitely need like some like heat and humidity, some sauna. You know what I mean?
You know what? I should hit the sauna.
You should do a little sauna.
So
go in there, wrap yourself in a towel, get yourself, yourself a nice little book.
Yeah, I might hit Equinox tomorrow. They got a nice. They got a.
There you go.
Why not? He said Atrovent. What's Atrovent? You know what that is?
New thing. No, never heard of it.
About stuff here.
Okay.
ENN tonight, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware, but it's brought to you by our friends at Fanatics Fest NYC.
Sure is.
Yeah, you're aware of that. You're familiar.
Absolutely aware of that.
It's all going down, folks. July 16th to the 19th, Aaron Judge or Arson Judge, Jalen Brunson, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. I saw the list of names. It's a who's who. Danhausen and hundreds more at the world's largest
We got to
sporting
talk
fan
about
festival.
him, by the way. Why didn't we do this earlier?
Tickets are available now at fanaticsfest.com. I'm glad you brought that up. Danhausen, of course, famously cursed the Knicks and Stephen A. Smith and was asking for human money and said if he received human money, he would cancel.
Okay, why human money? What is that?
I don't know.
That's literally what he asked, though. He said human money?
He likes human money.
Okay.
So
as opposed to what other kind of money? I don't know this character.
Non-human.
Vampire currency could be different.
That's a
vampire currency. I see.
Great point by Anthony.
Okay,
but apparently Danhausen has changed his mind and maybe was given human money and has uncursed the Knicks. Let's hear from Danhausen.
Yes, hello, it is I, Danhausen, here with great news. The New York Knicks last night scored 1 trillion points or whatever it is because Danhausen uncursed them, and now they get to continue playing on in NBA jams. Best news of all, humans, it wasn't Stephen A. Smith who paid off Danhausen, it was another Fanhausen. So guess what, Stephen A. Smith? You know what that means. You're still cursed. Go Knicks.
So I guess the update from Danhausen is
what is that?
The curse is off of the Knicks and only on Stephen A.
Now
Smith.
Stephen A. is cursed.
Stephen A. still cursed.
Does not seem like he's cursed, does it?
Well, not if you ask his bank account.
No.
By the way, I saw Stephen A. put up an interview today, sat down with Cam Newton.
Oh.
After Cam had Jason Whitlock on the show.
Yeah.
And listen, you can say what you want about Stephen A. I'm going to tell you one thing about Stephen A. Smith.
Say it.
He is a guy who, if he has some sort of issue with you in any way, he is down for the face-to-face.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't duck smoke. No.
He never ducks the smoke.
And his whole thing is now we don't do the social media thing, and we don't do, like we're going to do this mano a mano.
Well, you know I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
You've heard the drop before.
Yes.
That was a rough day for me and Stephen A. I said things somewhere else. It got construed a certain way. Steven said,
yeah.
Gave me the old smacketh.
Did Cam have the hat on?
Cam did have the hat on.
He always has a hat on.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what he does.
But listen,
this curse thing is interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I guess it's helpful that he'll say it timed up with Game 4.
Well, it did. He supposedly ended it right before Game 4.
All right.
Now, was it Danhausen's curse, though, or was it Rosenberg's betting? Because I have bet the Knicks 3 times in a row, and we are 3 for 3 together.
Peter!
By the way, I had a great time on First Take last week, or 2 weeks ago, and there was one moment there. I don't remember what it was. I have to go back and watch. He did send Stephen A. did hit me with one slick little message in the middle, though. I forget what it was. It was very subtle, but it was very good.
But it was like he let you know?
He let you know as a reminder of, you remember that, don't you?
Yeah,
He
Don't
hit
think
me with
I
one.
forgot. Yeah.
No, he did. He hit me with one. And I was like, hey, buddy, it is your world, dog. I appreciate the seat. All right. So, Dan, we've moved on from Danhausen.
No, that's an interesting story, though.
Maybe on SmackDown he'll update you tonight on the Cursehausen of it all.
Go Knicks!
Oh, wow.
Can I get that one more time?
Go Knicks!
Yeah, that's tremendous.
Sounds like he said Bo Nix.
He loves Bo Nix.
He loves him some Bo Nix.
Go Knicks!
Oh, my God. Dr. Max April said, just listening, your voice sounds really wet. Hey, yo, Doc.
Oh, hey.
What does that mean?
Alan's not doesn't know the Dr. Max April.
He knows about him.
I know of.
He knows of Dr. April.
Sure.
He was the resident K-Show doctor.
I'm aware.
Everybody went to him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Dr. Max to you and me. I've had to go. Listen, when I first started hearing about him from Kay and Rucco, I was like, oh, good thing I never have any problems. Fast forward a few years, put a little more mileage on the old body. All of a sudden, I'm a regular.
Yeah. Now you're a paying customer.
That's right. All right. Moving right along, folks. Lots of fun audio to play, which I know you're a fan of, Alan. Let's hear from Connor McDavid. Obviously not thrilled. Let's hear from McDavid on what his Oilers lacked in consistency this year.
That was tough. If you're an average team all year, an average team with high expectations, you're going to be disappointed. They just never found it.
Wow. We were an average team with high expectations. Where is he right now, do you think? I called him the LeBron James of the NHL.
Yeah, I remember that.
He's that generational, great player who's a lot of other players. Like, LeBron's greatness is in the fact that he sort of is the creation of several different. He has the power of Karl Malone. He has the size and passing ability and IQ of a Magic Johnson. He, of course, has that marketable flair of Michael Jordan. Right? There's so much about his game that is built up of all greats before him. Okay? And when he was in Cleveland, he got to a finals, lost, and then couldn't get back there again. And he was still in his prime, and there was this sense of you're not going to be able to win in Cleveland. They won 66 games, and they lost in the conference final. We were robbed of that Kobe LeBron, NBA Finals that year. And there was this sense of you've got to go somewhere else to win. And I think Connor McDavid's is he getting there with Edmonton? Is it it's the same sort of story? You might have to go somewhere else to win because it would be a shame for his career to go on without having his name on the Stanley Cup. It shouldn't happen.
Well, it's all. I mean, listen, you could say he's LeBron James. At a certain point, you can say he's Mike Trout.
Well, at least he got to finals. Mike Trout barely got to the playoffs.
He didn't even sniff the playoffs,
right?
True.
That's the problem. Is that I don't know if it is Mike Trout.
Although making the playoffs, making the playoffs in the NHL obviously is a different
it's a lot
conversation.
Harder.
Oh, you know what? I'm really upset. I gotta start over again. running it in back from the top. Here we go.
Okay.
I got to say some good evenings.
Oh, I forgot good evening.
Yeah, let's say good evenings to Don.
And he wasn't here for Richard Todd. He wasn't here for all the failed quarterbacks.
Okay.
And so if you just, he has done everything that Foxworthy said.
I think we just cut that down to he has done everything that Foxworthy said.
Right.
Let's very good though. Good evening to Don.
Singing.
Good evening to Al.
He needed the day off.
No, your nose is right up there.
Yeah.
And good evening to myself.
You never seen someone pulled over to the shoulders hitting a quick pipe?
And lastly, good evening to Rob in Tennessee.
An amazing experience. My daughter loved it. We had a great time. We saw a guy smoking crack in an elevator. It was fantastic.
Also, I'd like to say good evening to Alan and Richard.
Great energy and great drama and down to the end.
Alan, let me just interrupt.
I didn't get to finish.
People gamble.
And people say I step.
Do you have any more? Is that it, Jacob?
Go Knicks!
Right.
She loves.
Get her! Yeah, sure. And that, of course. Got to play that.
Can you believe how that had Don laughing, though?
Oh, I loved it.
Just repeatedly playing those two lines. Had his face red, and he was literally crying tears of laughter.
When, Anthony, what was the day of the original? What day was the original She Loves?
It was probably game 5.
And he was just talking about him.
Because you said who's in goal tonight, and then he screamed "She loves."
And everything changed.
But what makes Don red is never, as Peter knows so well, a linear. We never know what it's going to be.
Right.
It's just
sometimes it's some random thing, and then he's gone.
But again, that's what makes Don, is that you can't, you never know when it's happening.
And if your Penguins were smart, Peter, we should never use those drops again because that can't be the tandem that you're going into if you're trying to get Sidney Crosby another chance at a Stanley Cup.
You're saying
She loves. Get her!
That's what you're saying.
All due respect.
You don't want She Loves and Skinner.
No.
Everyone knows how I feel about Stuart Skinner.
Well, forget it.
Speaking of strange polls, I'm going to be really upset.
Uh-oh. Upset?
Yeah, I'm looking at Alan here more than Anthony. I think it's maybe a little too far back for the Ant-Man.
Okay.
Who was...
What?
Is it Craig Billington?
Oh.
Who was Barasso's backup during the Warriors?
No. Bennington was the
Bennington.
Yeah,
that's right.
You're thinking that, but you're...
No. Who is it?
Barasso's backup?
Yeah.
I
know this.
I know the name, but I can't recall it right now.
This is upsetting to me.
I'll take a look. It is a little before.
Yeah, it is before your time.
Ah!
You got it?
I'm upset. I'm more upset than I even thought I would be. I'm sick.
Say it.
Frank Pietrangelo.
But that's not even close.
No, I wasn't close, but I remember him so well. That's the great Frank Pietrangelo to me. Do you know how good you have to be to have 3 names in one name? Frank, Peter, and Angelo? Those are 3 first names in one name. Think about that. All right, we talked about Connor McDavid's frustration. How about Nikola Jokic's frustration? Joker, how far away are you from a championship?
I mean, they just lost in the first round, so I think we are far away.
Okay. And our changes...
We lost in the first round. We're far away.
Are changes needed?
I mean, that's not my decision, to be honest. Definitely, if we're in Serbia, we will all get fired.
Wait, what?
If we were in Serbia,
we all
would
get
be
fired.
We'd all get fired. Okay.
And everybody took that to mean that he's trying to say like some people should be fired, but it's just he was making an awkward joke.
No, he's saying him too.
Yeah, all of us, right?
No, it's not. It's not that. He means we all suck.
In Serbia, they bring you out to field, they show you ditch and ground, and say you go here if you don't win game.
In Serbia, I now have to seed my household to my horse. My horse now man of house, and I am child.
But I will say this, though. Those who think that, like, he really doesn't care and all that stuff, like he's very apathetic and all he wants to do is go home to his horse. And all. If you watched his compete level in that series towards the end when, like, it was desperate time to win, he was ready to fight everybody. So he still cares. They were too injured. I know Minnesota had all the injuries, but they were so bad defensively because their two most important defensive players were hurt. So they got some things to do there in Denver, but Jokic is still in his prime, and you got to try to keep winning championships while he's in his prime, because if you look at his body, that prime ain't lasting as long as LeBron James' prime.
Now, speaking of people getting a little long in the tooth, Draymond Green was on his show, aptly named the Draymond Green Show.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, talking about Steve Kerr.
He's such a unique person. There's things he's done that I can never forgive him for, and yet I will do anything for him. When you spend 14 years with someone, when you've had the runs that we've had, playing the role that I've had to play and being who I've had to be, some things like that are going to happen. Everything hasn't just been one way. It hasn't just been like, oh man, Draymond did this, Steve's mad. I don't take that any way at all. Speaking of this December thing, I spoke to him after that, and it was like, I don't think you like me. I don't think you've ever liked me, if I'm honest. Like, he cried. Like, really? However, what he's meant to me in my life, what he's taught me in my life, just telling him in our exit interview, the things that he's taught me about being a winner, I'm not sure where else I could have got that. I played for Tom Izzo, and Steve just took that to a completely different level, and especially showing me things about this level and winning. Like, I could never repay him for that. It's so important to who I've become.
Awesome. That's awesome stuff. Let's hear more. Draymond on his development under Kerr.
As much as he's done for me in basketball, a part of me think he's hindered me in my career and what I could have become. When KD came from 2016 on, I have not had a play in our playbook, not a single play that we run for me in our playbook since 2016. But if you're going to take one gripe and not be able to move past it for all the other things, then you're shallow as a person. That says more about you as a person than it does about Steve or whoever else in that instant. You got to take the good with the bad, man.
He's trying to sound so profound. Like, they didn't run plays for me, but I'm not mad because of look at all the other good things that happen. And it's like anybody in their right mind's going, what the hell play would they run for you? Like, you had the ball in your hand. You were the hub of the offense. They ran things around you. The play wasn't called for you, but you were running the damn play.
Right.
I just think he was trying to sound profound about how he sacrificed. It's his way of trying to express how much he loves Steve Kerr by saying, Steve Kerr really wasn't that good to me. It's so strange. He has a strange way of showing affection. But that's what he was trying to do there.
Yeah, I did find the beginning to be super compelling. There's things you've done that I'll never forgive you for.
Right.
But also I would go to war for you.
Right.
Like that is just an interesting and a very sports. It's a very professional sports kind of relationship.
Yeah, I just to me he overcomplicates every conversation.
Well, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you something.
What's that?
I suffer from this too. Actually, you do too. We both suffer from this, just not as bad as him.
Okay, what is it?
He talks too much.
You know what? You're not wrong.
If he used less words, I'm serious. Listen to me.
I think you're right.
I'm going to do. Here's what I do when I'm having these thoughts. The problem with me is I don't do a good job continuing to remember to do it. When I think about how Bob Costas is when he's on our show, and I say, how would Bob address this? I slow down. I breathe. I use the necessary words, and I finish thoughts. People like me and you and Draymond, we kind of go stream of consciousness, and you end up over talking. That's what I think Draymond's deal is, honestly.
I think you're right. And I appreciate you pointing out one of the flaws that I know I have and can never fix.
Well, that's not true. We both have it, and I
painful.
think we can both work on it.
You know what's funny, though? You
don't do it on TV. You don't have it on TV at all.
No, I know. It's amazing. But I had to learn it because early on I did. And you realize it's too much. And on TV, it's a lot less time. Radio has caused it to happen because we feel on radio that even the slightest pause is bad radio. It's bad for radio. It's like almost sounds dead or slow. And you feel like the faster and more I talk, the more energized it sounds.
Right.
And that's not necessarily always true.
And the freedom of radio gives us too much freedom.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Because I agree. When I go to WWE and everything has to be sound bites.
Mm-hmm.
I don't overtalk. I go back and watch. I hit my points. I'm out. I'm one of the faster, more succinct people that we have. And I feel the same way about you. I watch you do when you do color next to Breen. There are times
you have to be tight. Yeah, oh yeah.
But sometimes Breen will then let it breathe. You don't jump in. You're like, I'm waiting for my spots. I'm picking and choosing.
Yeah, sometimes you got to let the ambient noise, like the crowd noise and the organ or whatever else. You just let.
We
that
also
flow.
don't have that. We don't have the organ, unless Don's, of course, in an arena. In which case, we do have the organ.
Then we have the goal horn. We have the 515 out of Newark.
That's right. The 515 out of Newark. That'll do it for ENN on this Friday, May 1st. Anthony, do I have anything else I need to tell people about Fanatics Fest?
No, I think you've done a fantastic job.
All right, great. So you know all about Fanatics Fest NYC. Go to fanaticsfest.com. Back to the phone lines. Last call crew. If you have not gotten to talk to us yet about your Knicks, now is your moment. 1-800-919-3776. We'll talk to you all, and hopefully Dr. Max April will fix my nose between now and Monday. All right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. Between my mom and my wife, who is now a first-time mom, I got a lot of appreciation I need to show. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with my code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. They've got incredible flowers. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. And the best part, Books makes it easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. No last-minute panic. That's why Books has over 55,000 five-star reviews. With 25% off using code Canty, grab flowers for your mom, your wife, and grandma too. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, use code Canty. Books.com, code Canty.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips, and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I thought it was really interesting the way it played out for the Giants because nobody thought the Giants were going to take Reese because they didn't think Reese was going to be there at 5. I think they were kind of in shock that Reese was there 5 and Manoah was there 10. Right, because they were 2 guys that were just really up high on their draft board. If Caleb Downs turns out to be this era's Ronnie Lott, you're going to massively regret it.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Attention, New York Verizon mobile customers. Score a massive win with award-winning Fios home internet for an incredible $20 a month, guaranteed for 3 years. Switch today for savings you can count on. Call 1-800-VERIZON now. For new Fios customers with autopay, mobile and home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee applies to the Fios base monthly rate only. Additional terms apply.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Oh. It's been a fun day. I got to tell you, the nice thing about this celebration has been just getting to play classic Atlanta records all day long, because let me tell you something, they do pretty well. In Atlanta, they may not play Game 6 as well, but they do a great job making classic Atlanta hip-hop records. So,
right.
Well, so now
we don't often play Game 6s, but when we do, we lose them epically.
Hi, honey. I'm on FaceTime right now with my wife and daughter, and my daughter is so happy watching me do radio. Like, she's now getting, hi, honey. She literally, when she sees me get on the headset and start talking, she, already gets it, Alan, that something's going on.
Watch, she's going to start putting headsets on and just talking randomly, thinking everybody can hear her.
Do any of your kids want to follow in your footsteps?
No, it's amazing.
None of them have an interest in broadcasting.
Well, I don't know what Callie's going to do. Callie's a talker, but, she's 11, so she doesn't really have that. It's like she's more focused on just playing sports and having fun. So, but the older ones, no, they really aren't. Although I will say this, Emma has a great voice, way better than mine.
Really? You think Emma has a better voice than you?
She has a great voice, and she's she does what she does right now for New York Marine Conservation. She does videos when they re-release turtles to the sea after they help condition them, and she narrates them for people who are watching streaming wise. And I've always told her your narration voice is incredible.
Wow.
But that's but it's not
good
like
for
she
her
would
though.
ever,
that's really cool though.
Yeah, it's awesome. But it's not like she would ever do something like this.
Like actual, radio.
I don't think it's of her interest. So we haven't done a lot of anything other than Knicks today, which is of course expected after a game like that, a historic game. But there was some interesting Mets news today.
You of all people want to bring up the David Stern stuff.
But it's not. No, this is. I mean, we've been talking about this, so it's David Stern's kind of closed the door on something that had been hinted and speculated, and he had an interview with Anthony DiComo, right, MLB.com, and when asked about, of course, the fact that their managers are already been fired in baseball, the Mets are off to a 10-21 start, and they had a 12-game losing streak recently, and Stern said, "We know our record is not what we want."
We have the Sterns, don't we?
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't. Sorry.
This was an interview that they did.
This was DiComo said it on our air.
Yeah. Okay. But we know our record is not what we want. This is from Stearns. And we know we're capable of more. We don't view this as a manager problem, and we don't intend to make a change. So we don't intend to make a change is probably the key phrase here, because he's saying this is not on Mendoza. We don't view it as a manager problem. That's That's parallel to what the players have said when the media has asked the players. He's saying the same thing. This is not a manager issue. But the choice of words here, and we don't intend to make a change. How do you read that, Peter? Is that saying it like that's a soft way of saying it versus and we're not making a change? He's saying we don't intend to make a change. Or am I reading too much into it?
What's the exact wording again?
And we don't intend to make a change. Versus saying, and we're not making a change. We're not making any changes.
Well, no. I mean, it's. I think you're reading it exactly right. I mean, when you say we're not intending to make a change, it means you're giving them another chance still, which is shocking. But that's what it says to me.
He's saying this is not a. We don't view it as a manager problem. So I think Stearns is saying what the players are saying too. It's us. And Stearns kind of telling on himself, right? We know we're capable of more. This team should be better. It's not. It's not the manager's fault. It's the players' fault. He's saying it. The team I built, they're not getting it done. And you can't put this on the manager. So I'm not going to blame him. So I'm not firing him. I don't intend to move on from my manager.
Interesting.
That's as strong as you could possibly say it without, but leaving it a little bit open to, it doesn't mean we won't, but right now we don't intend to do it.
In the words of my man Dylan from Love on the Spectrum, interesting. That is not what I would. I mean, you heard where Don's at right now.
Oh, he's done. Yeah, he's so done.
Because if you're saying it's not Mendoza, and I by the way, again,
the players are saying it too, though. You're not getting any grumbling. Normally, by now, there'll be somebody who would have already told the reporter something off the record about how the room doesn't really respect him. He doesn't say anything. This thing was tail spinning last year. He did nothing. Now we start the season. We're still tail spinning, and he's still doing nothing. That stuff usually leaks out when there's some internal player frustration about leadership. That hasn't come out.
Yeah.
It kind of suggests that Stearns is owning it.
Well, they're in Anaheim tonight.
Yes.
So again, listen, it's on the road. It's not a homestand, but
they get to hide for a while in the West Coast.
Well, and also play in theory what should be some winnable baseball games. The Angels are 12-20.
Right.
I mean, now again, believe me, the Mets are food. When other teams see the Mets on the schedule, they're thinking we're getting it right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Jacob, you're a Mets fan sometimes. No. Do you agree with what Stearns is saying here?
I mean, as soon as I read the quote that he intends to, I was like, oh, I intend to not be a piece of what at my job sometimes, but it just happens.
I disagree. I don't think you ever do that.
Yeah,
but I do think he's still probably going to be let go eventually. Like, I don't see this thing getting better just based on the injuries that we had, the way we're playing, and then the way our pitching looks. Pitching was a concern last year, and it still continues to be a concern this year. Like that, along with the anorexic defense and offense and how this team looks, sometimes I'm not into it. That's why this Knicks win has carried me over for the weekend. Anything that the Mets do this weekend won't ruin my mood.
Won't ruin it.
Won't ruin my mood.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll take your calls to close this thing out on a Friday, on a Big Knicks Friday. 1-800-919-3776. This is a chance, a final few minutes to shout about your New York Knicks. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Oh, hold on. I did forget something very important.
You did?
Yeah, a few things. First of all, I got to tell you guys something. First, about Sail GP, the ultimate race on water, all right, where international teams go head-to-head in F-50 catamarans flying over 60 miles an hour, all right? You think you know taking the win in Bermuda? Make your pick on the ESPN New York app, all right? Get it right, and you'll be entered to win an exclusive meet and greet with Sail GP athletes at their team base at the Mubadala New York Sail Grand Prix. Make your pick now and get closer to the action with Sail GP. Sail GP, high speed, high stakes, the ultimate race on water, landing in New York May 30th and the 31st. And a quick game time. Interesting. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. I love that exists now. Shout out to all my Love on the Spectrum fans. They'll appreciate it. The Mets are in L.A., as we just said, to take on the Angels.
Go Knicks!
Coverage immediately following. Pat O'Keefe on 880 at 9. The Yankees and the Orioles starting a series at 7:05 in the Bronx. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glass up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. All right?
All right.
We've covered it all. Now your call's next right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
A small market team can't make a mistake when it comes to money and length of contract because it could cripple them. The Mets are not going to be crippled if in the 4th and 5th year of his contract, Pete Alonso was not the same player. So as you're building this Nirvana-like team that you're trying to build in Queens, 2026 looks like it's shot. Are you happy with that? Ask yourself this question, Met fans. Would you be better off with Alonso and Nimmo now than what you have?
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. Bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
At City Harvest, we're expanding across New Jersey, taking on larger, more complex commercial projects and delivering at a big league level. If you're a developer who values precision, accountability, and execution, you need a construction partner who understands what's at stake, timelines, capital, reputation. That's Tricon. They're building the right way with experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team that shows up ready. Serious projects, serious results. Visit TriconBuilds.com, TriconBuilds.com.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Jets had a terrific night. We all understand that we don't know draft picks until we know them, but on paper, they had a phenomenal night.
Now the results have to happen. Now the Jets are not going to be pushed around. And next year, you're going to have more salary cap space than anybody. And by the way, you'll have 3 first-round draft picks.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Han Solo.
That's right, kids. Peter off doing what he's got to do in WWE world. Don had the day off today, and we have one segment to go. So we're taking you into the weekend with little Han Solo with you, 800-919-3776. And you know what? As we look into the weekend, I mean, we're in the playoffs now for the winter sports, the NBA and the NHL, and we're in that point now of the first rounds where we have a Game 7 for sure tomorrow. That Game 7, of course, is going to be very interest. There's going to be a high interest in New York in this area for this game because it's the Sixers at the Celtics, 7:30 NBC, right after the Kentucky Derby, and that, of course, is the winner will play the Knicks. If Philly wins, the Knicks host Game 1 Monday against the Sixers. If the Celtics win, the Knicks will be in Boston Monday to take on the Celtics to start that second round series. But, guys, I figure let's play a game of how many other Game 7s are we going to get?
Oh, I like this.
See, in the NHL, we'll also have a Game 1 on Saturday night on ABC with the Flyers and the Hurricanes. But we've got Game 6s across the board tonight, which means we could have Game 7s on Sunday. So I'm going to go back and forth, NBA, NHL. We're going to give you the games, and we're going to vote and decide whether or not this is going 7 or it's ending tonight. Ready?
All right.
All right.
I'm ready.
First game of the night, NBA. By the way, all NBA tonight's on Prime. All NHL is on ESPN.
That's right.
So, Detroit at Orlando. Orlando's up 3-2. Home team up 3-2 needs one win, and they're done. They get into the next round. Big 8-1 upset. Or Pistons win, and they force a Game 7 at home on Sunday. Key injury. No Franz Wagner for the Magic. Big injury. So, are we getting a Game 7, or is Orlando pulling off the huge upset, knocking off the top seed, and ending this in 6 at home?
I think Game 7 is definitely being forced. Franz Wagner is a big piece to that Orlando Magic offense. They look stagnant at sometimes, and I don't think him being out will help that anymore. So I'm choosing the Pistons to force a Game 7.
All right, the number 1 seed stays alive, and boy, what a big game that would be in Detroit for the Pistons. Number 1 seed they're on the verge right now of a huge upset. All right, let's jump over to the NHL. It's 7:00 at the exact same time tonight, which is in moments from now. Tampa Bay, the Lightning at the Canadiens. Montreal up 3-2. This can be watched on ESPN2, by the way. This has been a hell of a series. Anthony, does this series get a Game 7, or do the Canadiens end it tonight?
I'd love it to, but they're dogs at home. Montreal plus 100.
Really?
At home. This Lightning team is not the Lightning team of old. John Cooper still might be the greatest coach in the NHL that we have right now.
Yeah.
But there's something missing. They haven't had Victor Hedman. I think that as much as I'd like to, I say no Game 7. Montreal closes it out tonight in Montreal.
All right. It ends tonight. Let me see. If we want to make this a thing, we have to have like the It Ends Tonight song like we play there. Because I like this as a little playoff thing to do. All right, back to the NBA, the 7:30 tip-off. Cavs, Raptors. This is the Tubi series of all of the NBA playoff series. Cleveland won their game at home to make it 3-2. It was not pretty. This series has not been pretty. I just saw a key injury for the Raptors. No Brandon Ingram. Heel injury. He's out now for Toronto at home. Does Cleveland close this out, or can Toronto force a Game 7, Jake?
I do think Brandon Ingram is a key injury for this team. But Toronto's a tough place to play on the road. In the playoffs, they're going to have the whole country around them. I do think they're going to probably force a Game 7 even without him. Now, Toronto's defense has been spectacular.
Yeah.
Jamal Shedd, you got Scotty Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not big up top, and both Jared Allen and Evan Mobley haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Don't like it when they're not big up top. Scotty Barnes has been absolutely dominant in this series. They haven't had an answer for him, but Ingram is such a big scorer for them. I don't know. This is going to have to be a grinder, I think. But you know what you have? James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and they too many times have these playoff collapses and playoff lapses in their history. Can they overcome it tonight on the road? So Jake is saying we are going to have a Game 7. That's, by the way, Jacob wants Game 7s. That's 2 already that he wants on Sunday. Again, 7:30 tonight, Cleveland at Toronto on Prime. Back to the NHL we go. Another 7:30, this one on the ESPN proper. This is a series, of course, for the ages. Sabres, this is going back to the Adams Division days. You have the Sabres and the Bruins. Bruins stayed alive with a Pastrnak overtime goal to make it 3-2. Buffalo does have a 3-2 advantage, but they're on the road. Anthony, are we getting a classic old-school Game 7 between these two rivals?
Another home dog in the Bruins. What? I can't do it to RJ. No. The Sabres get it done. They close it out.
Look at you.
That was an amazing – Game 5 was amazing. Pastrnak scoring the way that he did, kind of taking life out of that building. I think actually going on the road will help Buffalo. That barn is rocking all the time, and those fans have been waiting a long, long time. I think they are the better team in this series. They've shown it more than Boston has. Boston is not as strong as they've been in the past, much like Tampa Bay. I think the Sabres get it done as much as I'd love it. No Game 7.
Can you imagine the Bruins season ending on a Friday night and the Celtics season ending on a Saturday night?
Oh, no.
Oh, what a weekend you could have up there at TD Garden. Just shutting it down. You hate Game 7s. You've now called 2 series endings
I love
tonight.
Game 7. But if the people are listening to us for any type of advice in the betting markets, I got to be honest with what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, you are. And by the way, follow Peter because his bets lately have made him some money. All right, last game tonight, Jake, in the NBA. Again, all this on Prime, 9:30. I'm telling you, you need to watch this one. Lakers at Rockets. Game 6, Lakers up 3-2. They were up 3-0, mind you. Nobody has ever come back from an 0-3 deficit to win a series in the NBA. Teams have forced as much of a Game 7, but never have come all the way back. Rockets still without Kevin Durant. Lakers got back Austin Reeves. You will not have Luka, but they have LeBron and Reeves, and now they have to try to win on the road to avoid a Game 7, which is a rarity when you're up 3-0. But that Game 7, if there is one, if you think there's going to be one, Jake, that might be the highest-rated first-round NBA playoff game in the history of the sport because LeBron James is facing something that we've never seen before, potentially losing a 3-0 lead. Do you see this series moving to a Game 7, or does it end tonight?
Hey, Ty Butler, I need you to listen in because I think the Lakers will close out tonight. This is...
There we go.
No Game 7. I chose Game 7 for the Cavs and Raptors. I chose Game 7 for Orlando and Pistons. Lakers will close out tonight. Now, Austin Reeves looked a bit rusty his first couple games. I think LeBron James will feel this energy. He felt the need to close out. This young Rockets team don't have a Kevin Durant. I think Sengun sometimes plays out of control in the post. And the Rockets go on these spurts where they don't score the ball well. I mean, if you see how they play
Well, it's all been defense.
Yeah, if you see how they play Amen Thompson, they're giving him so much. They're packing the paint, basically.
Okay. Well, we got one more. So you're saying it ends tonight.
Oh, yeah.
NHL, Anthony, with 15 seconds to go. Vegas and Utah, the Mammoth. Vegas up 3-2. 10 o'clock ESPN. Does it end tonight, or do we get a Game 7?
Been impressed with Utah. I believe in Torts in Vegas. No Game 7.
No Game 7. All right, enjoy all the games tonight. This is the best time of year, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.
It's time to hit the court with BetMGM, an official